Good evening. How are we all doing? We have Bella and Lucky with us tonight. Go in your place, Lucky. Place. Say hi to the viewers. Nah, he'll be on in a second. So, we will join the Microsoft stream at 7 PM. I do need to pull up the details on that. But whilst we do, how about we do some landing challenges to kick off the stream tonight. So I was going through and trying to finish up all of the achievements before 2024 comes out on Tuesday. And I've got all of them now, apart from the hour building ones, and there's just no way, because there's literally not enough hours between now and 4 PM on Tuesday for me to get the 500 hours or the 1000 hour achievement. But all other achievements in Flight Simulator 2020 have all been completed. Do hit that like button and subscribe. I'm just getting set up here. So I need to get the information about the flight tonight. FS 2020 World Tour. Why can't I find it? So I've not been on for a few weeks. I can't actually remember the last time I was on. I know I had the stream that I was doing, which was the North Pole to South Pole, which didn't go as planned, because it turns out that the South Pole doesn't actually have any airport data or anything in the flight simulator. So whilst I thought it was a problem with my computer, having been on for so long and causing lags and jumps and stuff like this, and not allowing me to have the amazing finish I wanted to have, no, the data is just not actually there in the sim. So maybe we'll try that, or we're just going to try to take off from there in 2024 and see if I've updated that. But maybe I should have done round the world around the equator instead of trying to go north to south, because yeah, the data just wasn't there, and I guess it's because nobody actually flies there, right? So here we go, Friday flying. Let's grab this data here. So today it will be Riga to Vilnius. No idea where that is. But anyway, let me grab the flight plan. Yep. And the aircraft recommended is... oh, they're quite slow actually tonight. The Cessnas, the Cubs, anything with the cruise speed at least 110 knots. Okay. Let me just make sure I set my Southeast Asia is set. Right, so we've got about 25 minutes before we join Microsoft for their fly-in. I will be live on the 19th when Flight Sim 2024 launches. It goes live at 4 o'clock UK time. I am working till 5, and there'll probably be some download and update time for Steam and stuff anyway. So as soon as I've got that downloaded and it is ready to go, I will be live on Tuesday night to show you 2024, and I've taken all of Wednesday off work, and so I'll be flying and streaming quite a lot of Wednesday as well next week. We're going to try and get through the career mode as quickly as possible, so I know that's not going to fit everybody's schedule, but if you can drop in throughout the day, great, and obviously I'll put the VOD on so that you can watch it back later at your own pleasure. But yeah, I'm going to try and get through to airline pilot as quickly as possible once 2024 drops next week. So this will be, hopefully, my last stream of Flight Sim 2020. So, as I say, whilst we wait for Microsoft, we'll try and do some landing challenges that I haven't done. I don't know where the runway is. I totally wasn't paying attention as I set this up. No, I see it. So let me know in the chat. You do have to be a subscriber for at least 1 minute to comment in my chat. But if you are a subscriber, let me know in the chat if you've been flying 2020. What's been your favourite part of Flight Sim 2020? What have you been doing with it? And what are you looking forward to most in 2024? I say for me, it's the career mode. Really will give me just something more to do. I love all the challenges. As I say, I've just spent the last couple of days just finishing off the last couple of achievements that I didn't have in 2020, other than the actual flight time achievements. So I did the 10-week achievement because I found out that you can actually download a Spotlight pack. That's where this landing challenge comes from. And you can do the Spotlight flights to achieve the 10 weekly activity challenge completion. So I did that, and then I managed to do the landing at 500 different airport ones as well. I realised why that wasn't working was because I had oh, why is it not happy? I landed on the runway. Nope. Got a C because I landed too early. Landing precision was pretty close. My ground roll? How short did they want it to be? Smoothness. Oh. To the next one. So, yeah, I did the 500 airport one, and the reason that wasn't working was because I had some of the pilot assists turned on. So when you get the pilot assists, any pilot assists turned on, the achievements don't clock in the sim. So you have to have everything set to true to life, which is what I typically do. But because I was doing round the world flights and things like that, and I wanted to sleep and not have to do fuel management and stuff, I had turned on some of the assists, which was stopping that from working. Okay, we'll do another landing challenge, but let me put the poll up, because sometimes the poll helps with people liking and subscribing and stuff. And okay, because Bella decided to move the blanket. I know people are here. Some people just come here for the dogs, and I forget that sometimes, that you're not actually here for me. And the flying. Place. Bella, place. Lucky, place. Good. Sit. Down. Okay, so we'll do a strong wind landing challenge. This is where I'll get called out on the new flight sim, because the career mode, everything gets ranked, so I'll have to start flying a lot more smoothly than I have been. What's happening? News alert? The world falling apart? Okay. I can fix that. Right. Airport should be over to my right. Yes, it is. We are in... Are we in the landing config? We are in landing config. Nope, gear's up. Let's bring gear down. And yeah, so as you come in, tell me what you're excited about for 2024. I think the servers are going to be absolutely rammed for 2024. So it's going to be a bit of a nightmare, probably. Getting... I imagine, yeah, it'll be a nightmare just getting it to work in the first couple of days. But anyway, I'm going to try. As I say, I will be live on Tuesday night, and I will be live most of Thursday. Most of Wednesday. So it comes out Tuesday night, 4 PM UK time. And then I will be live Tuesday night and most of Wednesday doing the career mode. That's my plan. Oh, uh-oh. Not my best landing, but I'll take it. Ooh, got a B. That's pretty damn close on actually where it wanted me to be. I don't know how quickly do you think you can actually get these things to stop. But I said it was smooth, and I was fairly precise. I will take it. I got more breaking news, or is that the same breaking news? It's the same breaking news. Let's try to do a famous one. What would we do? Paris, Charles de Gaulle. Now we'll try and do different planes, because that keeps it interesting for everybody as well. So we've done a small plane and we've done an airliner. Let's do a Learjet. Going into Reno. Are you all ready for the weekend? Have you all recovered from daylight savings time? How many of you are frustrated about that? That we still do that? Oh, visibility is kind of crap. Okay, where's the runway? In relation to me. Is it straight ahead? I really need to pay attention to these things. I'm having too much fun. I'm not bothering to pay attention to the lesson of where I'm supposed to be going. I don't know where the airport is. I'm gonna just assume it's straight ahead. Runway is not in sight. Getting somewhat nervous about the rising terrain in front of me. Oh crap, it's over there. I'll put the seatbelt sign on. Gear down. It's interesting that they start you with a flap config, but they don't start you with your gear down. Don't know what the speeds are on this thing. Does it say what the speeds are on this thing? Minimum control speed 94. Okay. I haven't flown the A380 yet. There's been an A380 that's been released for Flight Sim, but I think I'm going to keep it for 2024. I want to experience it on 2024. It's only a couple of days, and I can wait. Let's bleed off some of this altitude. That's gonna upset it. But I had to slow down because I need to get this thing down pretty much on that marker. And then put full reverse throttle on. That's not reverse throttle. Does this one not have reverse throttle? Or did it not trigger? That's going to give me a crap rating. Oh. I thought my ground roll was actually... Oh, ground roll is how far off center you are. Oh, I understand now. Not how far you roll, but how center you keep it. I understand now. Oh, we got 10 minutes? Okay, we'll do another one. Let's do another epic. I can't land fighter jets to save my life, so I'm not going to try. That's a tiny airport. That could be a laugh. Because if we fail this, we fall off the mountain. My wife will think that's hilarious. Let's do that. They always start you on some really weird approach. Are my gear down? How do I check on this aircraft if my gear's down? Sorry, shouldn't swear. No, they're not. Gear never down. Right, gear's down. Flaps are down. Sim looks phenomenal. if the new sim looks better than this, it's just gonna blow everybody away. Like, the quality is amazing, and I don't even have the top full spec for the new sim. I don't think I've got to convince the wife to let me buy one. But the new sim recommends a 4090, if anybody knows that's the top of the line NVIDIA graphics card, and 64 gigs of RAM. I have a 3070 Ti? Yeah, 3070 Ti and 32 gigs of RAM. And I think it's a 3900X CPU. So I should be able to get really good quality on my 1440p screens. I think the 4090 top specs is really for 4K, and I'm not playing in 4K, so should be fine. Right. Whoa, oh my god, we're bringing this in at like stall speeds. I can't even see the runway yet. There we go. Oh, we've got 7 minutes. I have done this before. So, this does not have reverse thrust, I know that. So, pretty much you want to be bringing this in like the Cub. You see the short lander guys with the Cubs. And they basically, like, stall onto the runway. Really low. Really low. Oof, engine off. Brake, 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 brake. I don't know how many points it'll give me, but... Whew. Oof. That was only a C? If I had landed any later, I would have ended up in the sea. Ah, precision, I was too early apparently. Well, yeah, but... Is the music too loud for everybody? It's quite loud at my ears, but maybe it's just me. Let me know. We'll do one more. Let me start pulling up Twitch so that we are ready for Microsoft when they come on. What we do? We do another strong wind, but and something that won't. Oof! That looks like that thing is in the runway. It's funny how they put strong wind and then like just terrible aircraft for it. Let's do Southampton. Something, well, relatively close to home, I guess. Oh, okay, so we're coming in on downwind. We'll crosswind and then we'll land. Okay. Ooh, I might not. What the? What am I flying? Just like a Red Bull Air Race plane or something. Oof. Wow, this thing is wobbly and responsive. I don't like this. I don't like this aircraft. Jesus, it's like so unstable. Right. We'll turn to base now. It's also unstable because it's windy as hell as well. Guess that's why it's a challenge, right? Am I... Do I have gear on this plane? Are they out? What's the deal? Yes, I have gear. Do I have... I don't have flaps. Because this thing is literally meant for doing, like, this. Okay. Fine. Fine. Let's go. 3 minutes. Oh, the Microsoft's always late anyway, we know this, right? They're always late. I don't know if you can see the tiny movements I'm making on this stick. And this thing is just flipping itself round. I don't know what its landing speed is. God, I don't know why it's so jumpy. My computer's really jumpy tonight as well for some reason. Down. I'm not going to get a lot of good points for that. Oh, and I put the nose in. Okay. Must have been a tail dragger or something, because otherwise how did I put the nose in? I don't know. Try one more. I want to see if that jumpiness was just because of that area or not. I'm trying something a bit nicer to fly. Could be that my internet's struggling. See if I can fix that. I hope not, because 2024 is going to be really internet heavy, and I need to be able to download and stream, so upload at the same time. That's going to be interesting. The wheels on this thing are slow. And this one had started with its wheels down, so I thought it wasn't going to. So I put the wheels back up. Bullied off some of this airspeed. Microsoft are still not live, so don't worry, you're not missing anything. We are stable on the approach. are floating down the runway. But we can increase our points by keeping a straight line as we go down the runway. That's what I've realised. Yeah, see? You keep that straight line as you go down the runway. You can get wild points on your ground roll. If I did these 2 or 3 times, I could probably get like 1,000,000 points in each one. Oh, looks like they are live now. So, let's get that up. And we'll go and get ourselves set up for joining the Microsoft stream. Oh, my Twitch has chosen the wrong window. That one. There we go. And let's go. So, main menu. World map. We will load the flight plan. We will set the flight conditions to few clouds, daytime. Maybe late evening, 2 o'clock, something like that. I don't know how long this flight's going to be. 47 minutes, not too bad, okay. We don't need something that's particularly fast, but I also don't want to fly a Cessna. So, can't fly a glider. So what am I gonna fly? I'm not flying that Robin, that thing's horrible. I want something that has the autopilot as well. God, I don't fly the small aircraft. I just don't. Maybe I do fly the Cessna. Does it have air traffic control? Sorry, not air traffic control. Autopilot. It might. Maybe I do fly the Cessna. This is the 172. Cruise speed of 110 knots. For some reason it's got me here in kilometers per hour, so I don't know what the actual knots are. But I mean, if it's Cub and Cessnas, maybe I do fly the Cessna. I do like the Textron. It's only slightly faster. We'll fly the Textron. It's faster and it'll allow us to judge all the landings. Right, let's spawn in. We are still waiting for Microsoft. You can see them in the bottom middle of the screen. We are about to join the community fly-in. So today it's World Stage 37, Riga to Vilnius. Here we go. So I will turn off my music because we use their live stream as the background noise.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to an extra special edition of Community Fly-In Friday. It is the last, after 4+ years, the final Fly-In Friday exclusively on Flight Simulator 2020. Starting next week, of course, 4 days from now, November 19th, is the big launch of Flight Simulator 2024. And from Fly-In Friday going forward, we'll be broadcasting at least to start on both sims. So whether you upgrade immediately to the new version or if you stick with Flight Sim 2020 for the time being, either way, you're still
I have my pre-order in.
Fly-In Friday.
We are flying on the new one. We'll set a cruise altitude. I don't know how they're going to go. Let's just go 1,000 to begin with.
But that's next week. Let's talk about
climb.
today.
We'll make sure we're
Today
set
we've got stage 37
to take the GPS
of the Fly-In Friday World Tour.
as we take off.
I'm your host, Community Manager CDL. I am joined by guest co-host Peter.
We
Welcome
are.
back, Peter.
You.
Great to have you here. And joining us maybe a little bit later, he said he was running slightly late. We have SimFlight Pro, so we'll do proper introductions for him once he arrives.
Peter here
But
on.
let's talk about the flight plan today. This is stage 37 of our ongoing World Tour
There we go.
series.
Everybody's jumping in
We're picking
now.
up where we left off last week in Riga, Latvia, and from there we're flying southbound mostly, for the most part, and ending up in Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania. So visiting a few Baltic states today. Should be a beautiful flight. I've heard this is a
Power
very
checks
gorgeous
complete.
part of the world.
We are
I've
ready
never
for
been there
departure.
myself. Peter, have you ever been to the Baltic states, Latvia or Lithuania?
No, neither.
Yeah,
I do buy a lot of Lego there, from there.
Well, I mean, hopefully we'll be in store for some great scenery on our flight today. !fly in the chat if you want information on how to join. As always, Community Fly-In Friday is an open event. All pilots, all skill levels, all platforms. No matter if you're the most experienced sim pilot ever or a brand new beginner, getting some flight time under your belt in advance of the next week's launch of Flight Simulator 2024. Everyone can fly with us today. We're a very welcoming community here. !fly in the chat will give you the instructions. Just make sure you are on Southeast Asia server from the drop-down list. That way you can see all the other pilots, and also make sure you have all players selected in flight conditions. Again, very important so you can see everyone. Cruise speed today, we're recommending around 110 knots, so a little bit low and slow today. I'm taking the Pipistrel Virus myself. Peter, what are you flying?
I'm flying my trusty old 172 analog, of course.
And very, very beautiful livery you have on that as well.
Well, thank you, CD. Yeah, it's an exclusive livery actually. Not many people have it. I think even a few people have it who shouldn't have it, but it's still what.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that.
You wouldn't, would you?
No. All right, well, folks, once again, !fly in the chat.
We're going to have a lovely sunset to fly in today.
Download. Echo Victor
And we are going to be taking off and heading southeast, which means that we will see that sunset. And obviously, I chose the weather, so we can change it as we need to if we want to.
Kind of feels like an end of an era. You know, we've been doing this, Peter, for 4 years.
Yes,
and this is the
even longer if you count the alpha, at least.
Was there Community Fly-In Friday during the alpha?
Well, no public one, but we did regularly organize fly-in events.
I had to fly tonight because this week I'll be flying over the weekend and stuff like that, but I don't stream every time I fly.
2020.
But this will be the last time I fly on stream
every week.
Flight Sim 2020.
Over 4 years. And
so I couldn't miss this week. I missed some weeks because I have a life, but I couldn't miss this week.
Kind of like a momentous occasion today. All right,
it's generally the end of an era.
Yeah.
How is he again, backing up?
Flight Sim 2020 is not going anywhere. It's still going to be receiving ongoing support.
How is he doing that?
So if you do want to maintain your Flight Sim 2020 install and continue flying on that, that is totally a valid option. And we will have, at least, like I said, one panel member every week on both Sims, 2020 and 2024. All right. What's my shortcut for enabling nameplates? There we go. Yeah, no, I've changed that. I've done it to something else. Yeah. All right, I think we're good to go. Let's see. The sea level elevation here, or ground elevation, is 35 feet
I don't
above
need
sea
flaps
level.
for this
Let's
takeoff.
at least start at 2,500 for cruise altitude, and then we will go from there. You can see that.
I'm gonna go
Autopilot,
1,000 unless I
2,500
need
is
to.
programmed in. Parking brake is off. Full throttle is pushed forward. We are rolling, and we're underway, folks. The final
Let's go.
Flight Sim 2020 exclusive flying
Airspeed's
Friday.
alive.
Very, very momentous occasion today. All right, and rotates.
V1.
Positive rates.
Rotate. Positive rate.
Once again, look at all the beautiful people also taking off here.
Gear up.
A lot of you taking off the opposite end of the runway. Maybe if you're using live weather, I don't know which way the winds are blowing. But
Autopilot
a lot of them
on.
taking off opposite end of the runway from me.
I was going east.
Yeah. Well, we are going on a southbound heading to departure, so that's why I chose runway 1A myself.
My
So
GPS
we
has
can make
not
a
engaged,
180
so I'm
degree
gonna have to
turn
fix
after departure.
that.
I do have to make another one.
Flight plan. Enter.
Let's go back to cockpit view before I purchase.
Menu.
Android Koisis,
Activate
hoping to
leg,
join you for the first time
activate.
ever. Well,
Why is that
welcome.
not working?
Great to have you here. We
Okay.
do this every
Direct
Friday. We will
to
continue to do
activate.
this every
There we
Friday,
go.
even after the launch of Flight Sim 2024 next week. And we're going to have a mix of people flying on
And-
both versions, I think. Based on the
Let's go.
community
We're gonna be
polling
behind
you've done
everybody
asking in the
because
chat, it seems like most people plan
my
to
autopilot didn't kick in,
play
but
on
we are
Flight Sim
slightly faster than some
2024
people, so we should catch
right
them up.
from the very beginning. But some people said they're going to stick around on 2020, and that's fine too. So, no matter which version of the sim you're choosing, both will be valid options for Community Fly on Friday. And here we have some views of the Riga area.
And there's
as
everybody
we
taking
depart.
off. Actually, a lot of people
We
still
arrived
behind us,
last
so.
week, on the end of the 36th
What?
stage
Why have
of
I
Community
got
Fly on
ITC
Friday.
following? I don't
We
need
flew
this.
from Helsinki to Riga via Estonia. Tallinn, the capital of Estonia.
I
We
need to
did
get my
touch and go landing
co-pilot to
there
help me
last
with.
week. Full stop in Riga, and we're now departing Riga and heading to Vilnius. Shame Jane's not here.
Communications.
Yes, Jane is actually on holiday today. She has a family commitment to attend to, but obviously she will be back next week. Very, very busy week for our team. All hands on deck, of course, for the launch of Flight Simulator 2024 on
I need my
Tuesday.
map up. I
November
can
19th.
see everybody.
Six says, thanks for the good solution for the limited collector's edition. Now I'm happy to fly the whole night before my workshop on Wednesday. Yes, okay. So for those of you who missed the earlier announcement, this was York talked about this during the developer live stream on Wednesday, a couple days ago. If you live in regions outside of the United States and you ordered the limited collector's edition of
yes.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, Aerosoft sent an email 2 weeks ago to pre-order customers saying there's a shipping delay and it would not arrive in time for November 19th, the launch day. Now, obviously, we know people who order the limited collector's edition are among the most passionate and engaged fans of the Flight Simulator franchise, and we know all of you want to be able to play on day one. And that shipping delay obviously would have prevented that. So the solution, if you missed it, and this is on our website, you can find all the full details there, flightsimulator.com. Yeah, the
I'll link
solution
you out
is
too.
okay. Thank you. Microsoft is offering 1 complimentary month of Game Pass for PC or for Xbox, depending on your console or your platform, and that'll give you access to the standard edition.
Why do I feel like I've got a
of
slightly
Microsoft
different
Flight
flight plan to
2024,
everybody else?
And then Microsoft will
Nobody
also
else is flying
send
on the
an
same path
upgrade
as me.
code so you can get the standard
I
to
think I must have
Aviator
missed
edition
something.
upgrade in the sim.
That
now, York
all
did say
to the
those
right
won't
of
show
me.
up a day or two after release, so maybe not exactly on release day. You will get the Game Pass key, so you'll be able to play on launch day. You just may not get the Aviator edition upgrade code until a day or two later. So check the website that Peter linked in the chat. That has all the information you need. But the gist of it is that you will be able to play on launch day, and we think that's a good solution that should work for everyone.
And a lot of other games as well.
That is true. Yeah, I mean,
There
there are hundreds of great games on Xbox Game Pass, not only Flight Simulator. So there may be something else you want to fly or play as well. I know Forza Horizon 5, that's one of my personal favorites. If you have any auto racing fans out there, that's a crazy, ridiculously fun game. Really enjoy that one.
Everything's looking good now.
All right, Peter giving us some cool shots. I see the Halo Pelican there. That must be Edarin.
It is.
Yeah.
Some things luckily always stay the same.
Yeah. In fact, that must be me at your 12 o'clock, because there's Edarin in the Pelican.
Oh, that's
there.
because
I'm
I
assuming
chose
he's
direct
Minecraft,
to
one
from
of
where I
them.
was. That's why I'm
We
not
also
on the
have
same
extra-
path. My path started
Possibly
from
Mahama Blend. I know he likes to fly
where I was
extra 330.
diverged.
I love seeing all our regular viewers.
So we'll
who
pick
come
it back
week
up
after
at
week, always
when we
flying the same
connect
aircraft. Sort of like your
at Echo
straight
Yankee
from Colin
Bravo,
Curd.
India.
I
We
personally
will
like to mix it up
converge.
every week and fly something different. Though I am flying the.
It's kind of nice to have a
Flyers the second
separation
week
anyway,
this
right?
week.
For safety.
I have you guys here. Sorry, it's indeed Mama Blend.
Sim Tom is not available today. No.
Who?
Yeah, you know that guy.
Doesn't ring a bell. Just basically showing a lack of commitment. That's all it is.
Wow.
Let's wear ourselves down a bit more fuel
Someone
because I
can
can't
tell
bothered
him you said that.
switching fuel
It's true,
tanks every
usually it is.
15 minutes or so, which I have to do in this aircraft. So the last thing I want to do is
All
run
right,
out of
question for
fuel.
the chat. What is the first plane you're going to fly in Flight Simulator 2024?
Oh, because it's going to be career
And
mode. It'll be a
Zavbel, exclamation
Cessna.
mark fly in the chat will give you all the instructions that you need.
This is a tough question.
Edarin says the Pelican. Of course he says the Pelican. We got the A320 XLR, the A400M, X-Cub, Cessna 172. Code Nuts, you're basic. No, Cessna 172, of course, is a great choice. Honestly, that's probably going to be my first plane that I'm going to fly in.
Well, yes, because
It's
you have
the default in career mode. That's the starter plane in career mode.
You
is
have to?
Cessna 172, yeah.
and,
Sab
plus
340, Vision Jet, my favorite. I love the Vision Jet. Cessna 172 or the Airbus A320, 172, A330, CL415 says Super Typhon. MyAirMyles says whatever the career mode offers. That's the Cessna 172 is the starter plane in career mode.
Yep.
So you get that one.
DPL. Yeah.
172 Ornithopter, 172 the Saab Beluga XL. Someone is a lady or gentleman of culture. The Beluga XL, great choice. Hot air balloon says.
It's interesting because they're forcing
PlayStation.
everybody on the
Gonna do,
172
400 knots
uh,
and go space
in
shuttle
career
mode.
mode.
Just
That's
see the
interesting.
physics of it and stuff like
Yep.
that. It's really
I would
great.
have thought they might have given different options
H225.
than just the
There
172.
are too many good planes in Flight Sim 2024. There
I am
are.
going
There's
to
so many good planes.
close my windows. It was too
Difficult
hot in here
choice.
earlier,
I agree.
I wanna
So
try
I
all the
opened them,
helicopters, I wanna
but
try
it's now
all
too
the
cold. So
low and
let
slow
me
stuff.
fix
There's
that.
so much to
Yep.
find out.
All right, okay, next question then. I think everyone's excited for career mode, world photographer mode, challenge league, even free flight, which you can do now in Flight Sim 2020. What's the first thing you're going to do in Flight Simulator 2024? Are you going to go into free flight, maybe fly over your home city, find your house, go visit a famous landmark, do one of your preferred flights from Flight Sim 2020? Are you going to hop right into career mode and start there? Maybe challenge league, world photography. What's everyone planning to do at the very beginning, the very first thing you do in Flight Sim 2024? Career mode, rush to the airline pilot cert. Enter in one flight plan, 2 sims. Oh, that's an interesting one. Bush trip, says all of Denise. Gregor says, find my house as is tradition. Yeah, honestly, that's probably what I'm going to do as well. Fly to my house, yeah.
Just basically just exploring free flight, exploring the aircraft, playing around with the various
No, I'm going
new
straight to
stuff,
career mode.
stuff like that.
That's what
Oh, by
everyone
the
wants
way,
to
the
see.
very
That's what I
first
want to
thing I'm
do.
gonna
That's what we'll be live streaming
Flight Sim 2024
for
reconfigure
hours
all
on
my
Tuesday
controls.
night and
And there
most,
are
if
a
not
lot
all, of the
Yeah.
day on Wednesday. we will be going through the career mode in 2024.
Yeah, I mean that goes without saying. If you're on PC, setting up all
We
your
will get
graphic
to
options,
airline
this is
pilot
the
as
type of thing you have to do
fast
in
as
every title,
possible.
right? Every time you
Yep.
first launch it. And then
Taking all the
configure your
certs that you
controls
have
to
to
your
do along
liking.
the way.
Grand Canyon says Tox Race. Good choice. Very good choice.
And then
We
I
fight
guess we'll see what
helicopter
the
in Himalayas. That's
what
a
the
cool
achievements
one, too.
are after I've
124,
kind of
for
smashed through
example.
the career
Really
mode.
looking forward to that one.
Now, I
We'll
don't know. Honestly, I don't
I'll
know
go
much
achievement
about
hunting.
rotary
and I'll just be
wing. What is
smashing out the
ceiling on some of
achievements.
these helicopters? Like, can you go to Mount Everest in a helicopter?
Yes.
30,000 feet?
So there's one heli in the history of helicopters that has reached the actual summit.
I'm
and
going too
landed there
fast.
on top of
Go
Mount
back a
Everest,
bit.
which was the H125, which is now by default in the game. So we could
Try to
try
get
that.
back
We could
closer
try
to the
see if the ceiling's kind of accurate.
to the crew.
It should be able to just land on Mount Everest. I think it resided there for like 30 seconds to a minute before taking off again and starting to
Power about
descend.
70%
But
should
it
be
actually
enough.
landed on top of Mount Everest.
Okay. Where do I change the server? Hit escape or go to the menu if you're on Xbox and click your gamer tag in the top
So has
right
anybody
corner of
watching
the
got
screen, and you can choose the
2024
server.
pre-ordered? Are you going to be
Outback says
playing on
K2
Tuesday?
Is the better choice. Well, if you're mountaineering, if you're a very experienced mountain climber, I know K2 is sort of like the hipster mountain. It's considered more challenging, difficult to climb. So Everest
My
gets
chat's
the glory
quiet
because it's the
because you
tallest
do have to be a
mountain, but
subscriber for
K2
at
is
least
for the
1 minute before you
real,
can chat, but
you know,
Actual
it's
pro
free.
mountaineers. They're
It's
the ones that, you
worth
know,
everything you pay
if
for
you're
it.
in a mountaineering community,
So if you want to chat, let me
like
know
K2, that gets you more
what you're excited about for
mountaineering
2024.
than
Hit that
Mount
subscribe
Everest.
button, wait a minute, and then
Yeah.
let me know in the chat. We do that just to keep all the spammers out,
Now, I saw an interesting question
and it seems to
a
work
couple days ago.
quite well.
What point on Earth, on the Earth's surface, is the greatest distance from the Earth's core, center of the Earth?
Because isn't that technically the highest one?
It all depends how you measure it, right? I'll give you a hint. It is not Mount Everest.
Because Mount Everest is, compared to sea level, the highest point?
Right. So here's the thing. The Earth is not a perfect sphere. Not
I
Mauna
thought he
Kea
was going to
either.
say the Earth
That-
is
Mauna Kea is the
flat.
highest
I was going to be
mountain
like,
measured
oh
by the
no,
base.
I'm going to have to cancel
Most
my...
of it is
Yeah!
actually underwater.
I'm going to have to cancel my
Outback
pre-order.
Trucker's got it right. It's somewhere along the equator. Yes, it's actually a mountain in South America in the Andes. I don't remember the exact name
Dogs are
of the
fighting.
mountain right now, but it's very close to the equator. And because the Earth bulges, it's not a perfect sphere. This mountain in Codenuts.
Lucky,
Google
go in
it.
your place.
Mount
Come on.
Chimborazo.
Place?
Yes, it is in the Andes in South America.
No.
And that is the greatest distance
Good boy.
from the Earth's
Don't.
center core.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a couple.
Which-
There's a couple different ways you can measure this. Mount Everest is the highest.
So if you
above
do
sea level.
subscribe, so that you can chat,
Mount
the dogs will also get a
Chimborazo,
treat.
hopefully I said that right. Is the
We do
greatest distance from the Earth's
incentivize.
core, and Mauna Kea is the highest
bribe,
mountain from
depending on
its
your-
base,
how
although
you
most of
take
that
it,
mountain
but,
is in the
look.
ocean.
Pops want you to subscribe. No treats unless you
So an
subscribe.
interesting way, how to measure the various tallest mountains.
They get
on Earth.
spoiled, by the way. They've already had like
Tujon Murphy
10
is in
treats
chat.
today.
Murph says, I'll try and fly to those locations.
And that's not
that
because
Peter names
subscribers,
out
that's
every
just
now and
because
then.
my
You know,
wife
those
likes
place
to
names
give them
with 50
treats.
letters, just to see if they exist. Well,
They are.
the
Go back
volcano
to that
in
power
Iceland,
more.
which
We're
I
actually
have not
advancing
attempted
ahead.
to
I thought
pronounce,
I
that
put the power
definitely does
back too
exist.
much and they were going to fly past me, but
And every now and then when it erupts,
we're advancing
it,
too
causes
far ahead
disruption to
again.
civil
Let's come back to
aviation.
50%.
A lot of flights that cross the Atlantic.
We'll save a bunch of
through
fuel doing that too.
the flight path of the volcanic ejecta and volcanic ash clouds, which interfere with aerial navigation. Clark Human says, I would love to visit Mount Fuji in Japan. Excellent choice. Very beautiful scenery there. Squadrop says, is this Microsoft Flight Sim 2024? No, this is actually the 2020 version, the current release version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 launches in 4 days. Tuesday
I'm
next
so
week,
hyped.
November
I keep
19th.
checking Steam to see
It is
if
a
it'll let me
simultaneous
pre-order it
global
or
launch.
pre-download it. I
All time
wonder if
zones
I'll
across
ask
the
in the
world
chat.
will receive Flight Sim simultaneously. It won't be staggered based on your region. So it'll be 8 a.m. Pacific time, Seattle time, which is 1600 UTC, You can convert that to your local time zone.
Let's ask
and you
if
can
they
also
know
consult our social
about
platforms,
preloads.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads. We have posted a handy arrivals chart where you can see the release time in various different time zones around the world. Of course, we threw in Kiribati. Yeah, of course we did.
I'm asking a
It's
question
home
about
to the greatest number of
preload
flight simulators in
and
the
install
world.
size. But they probably wouldn't have an answer. These guys are not devs, but they might have some insider knowledge.
All right, I am currently 22 nautical miles until the first touch and go.
I'm a bit ahead of the pack, as it seems.
I
What's the cruise speed?
doesn't say 7 minutes 30.
Well, my airspeed, true airspeed, is 121 knots. I don't know if my avionics show my
121.
ground speed. I know the
Well, 128. I'd have to put
NX
flaps in to do 121.
ground speed 123 knots.
Yeah, mine is 128, so it doesn't.
Yeah,
it's
you're
close.
going slightly faster.
My indicated airspeed's only like 110.
Next weekend would be crazy.
Uh,
Nah, the servers will.
Kev Mikwa says, I wonder how the
Be
servers are going
quiet.
to be able to handle a billion simultaneous downloads at the same moment. Well, I certainly hope that a billion people are playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024.
You skipped
I
over
don't
my
think it's going to
comment.
be quite that many, to be
I will
honest.
wait
We
and
have
I'll post it
15
again in
million,
5-10 minutes and see if
2020
it
players
gets picked
lifetime
up.
to date. So we got quite a ways to go to
Skip
get to
past
a
it.
billion players. Although that would certainly be a pretty cool feat to achieve.
Both dogs are now not on their blanket. Go in your place. Come on.
It's actually fun because we always say the Earth is a spheroid.
Place.
Which it
Down.
is.
Obloid
I'll have to move the
spheroid, I think is
camera.
the technical name, something like that.
I don't have a
But
tracker way of
if you
doing
would
that.
scale it down to a size of a billiard ball,
Don't understand, Lucky. They come to see you, not to see me.
it would be as round as a billiard ball. So
Heck.
It's
Tolerance
almost
is fine.
it's almost a perfect sphere.
it's
At that
almost a
point.
perfect sphere. And I once made the claim that it would also be smoother than a billiard ball, but that's not true.
I need to
So the flat bits, absolutely. The mountainy bits would be
do something like that.
compared to like
Maybe you can see them
1%
better.
paper. Just say.
Wait, wait, 5 minutes.
That's
to
saying it'd actually be smoother than a billiard ball.
Yeah, so that's not. So that's partly true. The as said, the bits where it's flat, so like most of the US.
Yeah.
See if anybody else responded to me.
And
No,
most
no
of the
preload
US,
on
apart from
Steam.
the Alps and stuff like that. So yes, that is
Oh, that
smoother, but
sucks.
the mountains would actually be compared to.
People
the,
already have preload
percent
24. Who else took a day off work? No preload on Steam. Oh, maybe he's just saying he doesn't have it.
All right.
Is he?
It is the
Yes,
last
yes,
exclusively Flight Sim 2020 fly-in
Okay.
Friday. So I'm gonna put myself in the hot seat today. Chat, you know what to do, chat. Where are you from?
I think I was
See it.
first.
Scotland, Gibraltar, Norway, Austin, Texas, Washington, Germany, Otbrunn, Germany, Hungary, Paris, Vienna, Sweden. Oh, this is going fast. San Jose, Edinburgh, Switzerland, Calgary, Scotland, Kansas City.
Wow,
Brazil,
there's a bunch of
Oklahoma,
people from
Michigan,
Scotland.
Space, Canada.
You should
Here
all
I
be
go,
following me and
Finland,
subscribing,
Italy, Hungary,
and then we can
Poland,
hang out
Netherlands,
and
Japan,
do streams
Latvia,
together and
Germany,
fly-ins.
Ohio, Germany, Utah,
That was 3
Berlin,
in Scotland, one
Friedrichshafen,
other
Orlando,
in Edinburgh,
Brussels,
which is
Atlanta,
really near
Canada,
me.
Austria, Czechia, Minnesota, but live in South Carolina, Portugal, Punjab, Nice, France, New Mexico, USA, Ireland, Bristol, UK, Berlin, Czech Republic, Ohio, Hamilton, Ontario, Mount
Yeah,
Chimborazo,
none of us
Germany,
are on the server that they've
Puerto
chosen.
Rico,
I think it's because
Virginia,
it's the most
Austria,
quiet
Atlantic
server,
City,
but
Baumholder, Germany, Chattanooga, Tennessee.
they should really
either
do this on
Canada
like a
or
European or the
California,
American
depending on how you
server.
interpret the
It'd be
CA
faster as well and have
abbreviation.
much less lag.
Landau, Bruffy, sorry I pronounced that totally wrong. Mars, Oregon, Rhode Island,
Mars.
USA, home of next year's Flight
Yeah,
Sim
sure,
Expo in
because you're
France. Bulgaria,
with Elon.
oh, I've lost track. Switzerland, none of the above. Greece, Williamsburg, Virginia. Canadians meeting up online. Oh, cool. You're only 1,700 kilometers away. Yeah, all of the above.
It's quite serene, that view. I can't believe
Kilo
how good
Alpha
they've got
Lima
this
Bravo. Is
looking.
that Albuquerque?
I'll be
Albuquerque, New
really
Mexico?
disappointed if 2024
Hamburg,
comes
Tennessee,
out
Arctic
as
Circle,
okay, it's always going to be unfinished, but
London.
looking worse than 2020. That will be a huge disappointment. I'd be
Alright,
like,
well,
I
think
wish
we
they would
got
have
most
waited
of
an
them.
extra
If I
month
missed
or
you, I
two.
apologize. The chat
to
was going
get it,
super
but
fast. Try to get them all. And if I pronounced your city incorrectly, I also apologize for that. I do my best. When will
It
Flight
has to
2024
look
be
this good.
released? Less than 4 days from now, 3-point-something days from now, 8 a.m. Pacific Time, 1600 UTC on Tuesday, November 19th. So like 3.5 days from now.
Days and 20 hours.
Yeah. Super exciting. Christmas in 3 days and 20 hours. Kind of feels like that, right? It's like, you know when you were a kid at school and you know how like the school breaks for the Christmas holiday like a few days before Christmas? And then you're off school, but it's not Christmas yet. But it's like the last few days before Christmas. That's what today feels like. It's like the next few days are going to be like the weekend before
We
the launch.
are
Like
coming in for our touch and go.
Are you MSF has staff? Yes, I am one of the community managers for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Peter is a volunteer from the community, but I am one of the staff members, yes. 3.8527 days. Kev Mikwa is being very precise for us.
But who's counting? Yes.
Yeah.
I'll ask again, see if he picks it up this time. But probably not. Right, autopilot off.
Is it true that the flight, marketplace won't be doing? Yeah, so Jorg announced that on Wednesday's live stream. This was basically, we got a lot of feedback from developers that were concerned that some of their products would not be
I
sort
don't
of
see the
updated and
runway,
working
but
in
I
the
see
best
where
light
we're
on day
flying,
one for
so
marketplace. And so you can watch the live stream from Wednesday where Jorg made this announcement. It's the VOD of that is on YouTube. MSFS official on YouTube, so you get Jorg's exact wording on this one. But basically, in conjunction with the third-party developer community, the team made the decision to have a slight delay to the marketplace, just to give developers extra time to get their products fully up to date for Flight Sim 2024.
I think that runway is...
Josh says, I have a web page cutting down to the 19th, but I might need to adjust to Eastern time on it.
I think it might be too
Is the release build currently being tested? The release build is being tested for a long time. Like, there's been testing has been going on for months. I'm not sure if this is a comment I've seen in the community a lot, like saying we're releasing this without testing it. Absolutely not true. We have a significant test team that has been very hard at work for many months
Is that
now,
the runway? That's
identifying,
tiny.
logging, and tracking bugs. So I'm not sure where that rumor in the community got started, but it is absolutely false. There is a ton of testing been happening for Flight Sim 2024.
No, I have full
I think the
realism
correct
on
term is
here,
it's not publicly tested.
so this will suck if
Yeah, well, depending on it's
I
not
screw
being
this up.
openly publicly tested. Their third-party developers have access to the dev alpha builds, and they have for several weeks now. So they have been testing it as well. That's more for them to verify their own products and the SDK and everything is working properly.
There we go, we touched.
But yes, it is being
Flaps
privately
up.
tested both by the
Off and
Microsoft and
there
the
we go.
Solo
Gear
teams,
up.
all our development
On.
partners, and marketplace partner developers as well. Ernsters, good evening to you. Welcome in.
Climbing. And away. He's ignoring my thing. I guess nobody knows.
So Josh, yeah, your webpage, the exact release time is 1600 UTC, 8 a.m. Pacific time, or if you're in Eastern time zone in North America, 11 a.m. Eastern. So, you know, you can use one of those, you can convert. That is the release time of Flight Simulator 2024.
Yeah,
on the
nobody is...
Oh, I am 3 nautical miles away from the airport for our first touch and go. I should pay more attention to where I'm flying.
Yeah.
We're only
Uh,
0.7 miles behind them, so that's
Seems to be ignoring that
Will,
question
will
about
there be a community
preloading.
fly-in next Friday? That is the plan. Now, I do want to say though, plans can change. As I'm sure all of you can appreciate, my team, that's myself, Jane, Inquest, and Chewy, we are going to be incredibly busy next week, reading everything that all of you in the community are saying about Flight Sim 2024, everything you like and don't like about it, any bugs you have to report, all of that stuff. So my team is going to be crazy busy
We're
next
gonna
week.
just fly
Plan
slow
is
right
that
now
there will be
with
fly-in
some
Friday.
flaps in.
That plan, just to
Let
give you a
everybody
fair
catch
warning,
us up.
that plan could change depending on just how busy I, in fact, am. But at this point, yes, assume there will be a fly-in Friday next week.
well.
All right, I think this is the grass strip in front of me.
Yeah, I'm way too high.
Okay.
But Tom and I aren't that busy, so we can easily take over if you want. No worries there.
I don't know if I trust you and Tom to do a live stream without proper adult supervision.
The first in 2024.
Yeah.
On the official channel. Yeah, I don't see how that can go wrong.
11 a.m. Eastern. 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern, 1600 Zulu. And you can convert
Trying to
that
fly
to
as
time
slow
zone.
as I
You can also look
can,
at our arrival
as they're all
board,
doing
made
their
a
touch and
calendar with
goes.
Many different global time zones for all regions, all continents are represented there. So you can check that out as well.
But our angle of
I just
attack's
found out
getting
there are people who don't
dangerous,
own
so...
UTC option. I was shocked. Do you know it?
I know my UTC offset. Yeah, I'm currently -7, and in daylight saving I'm
Put a bit more
-8.
power in.
Yeah, exactly. So from
Is that me or him? That's him. He always screams as he
Ooh,
lands.
that was smooth.
I think I touched down at exactly the same moment.
Oh, did you? I missed your
Yeah.
landing.
It
Peter.
always scares me
Yeah,
because
but
I'm like,
the
damn,
sense
am I
because you were
stalling?
landing as well.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
that was a
angle
really
attack isn't
smooth
it? Isn't
landing.
that stall? So I don't know how
Trying
that'd
to
be possible.
end, the last fly-in Friday that's exclusively on Flight Simulator 2020 on a good note. That was a pretty nice landing so far for the first one.
I was okay. Not brilliant, but just.
Oh, there's plenty of space for them to catch me up.
I can't wait to fly the 747 again and cause wake turbulence for others on Friday. Yeah,
Yes.
I think I will maybe play with the realism settings a little bit and turn wake
Yes.
turbulence off for Flying
Absolutely.
Friday. For those of you who don't know, that is an option in Flight Simulator 2024. You can either enable or disable for your personal preference. If you want max realism, you can turn wake turbulence on. If you, like me, if you don't want to, if we're flying in very large groups like this, I don't want my plane thrown around by wake turbulence all the time, so I'll probably turn that off. Cataly one says, can 2020 and 2024 both be installed? Yes, absolutely. In fact, I personally will have them both installed myself. Will achievements require true to life settings? I'm not actually sure about that. You'll have to find out yourself on the 19th.
It's probably a yes then.
Josh, you're keeping wake turbulence on.
Because he likes an adventure.
Yeah.
You've got to keep it all on. That's the... What the... 1 second.
So VHS tape, it is the last
My
flying
bin
Friday
just
that will be solely
fell
on
over. There's no way that was
2020.
because of wind. Oh,
But
maybe it is, bloody
we
hell.
will still have panelists going forward, flying on Flight Sim 2020. Because I don't know, we want to
No,
make
it's quite
everyone in
windy,
the community
okay.
feel welcome. And so if we still have,
Damn.
several people that want to
Bin's getting
participate
thrown
in Flying
about.
Friday and they have not
It's okay, pups.
upgraded to
It's okay.
2024 yet,
It's just wind.
we don't want them to feel excluded. So going forward, at least to start, Fly-In Friday will be on both 2020 and 2024, and people can choose their platform of choice. Now, if we discover that almost everyone is flying on 2024 and very,
Which
very
they
few
will
people,
be.
only
Why would
3 or
anybody
4 are still on 2020,
be
then
on
we
the old
probably
one when
won't
the new one
Fly-In
comes out?
Friday on 2020
Doesn't make
going
any
forward.
sense.
We'll have everyone on the panel on 2024. But that remains to be determined. And again, that's you in the community that will make that choice for us. As long as there's a lot of you still using 2020, we will still make sure that you feel welcome and represented on Fly-In Friday. Because these are, of course, open events. And we want everyone to feel like they belong and have a place on Community Fly-In Friday.
The music in game, which is playing at the moment.
No, it is not. So we use a payware subscription service called Epidemic Sound. And because we have a subscription to this service, it allows us to play copyrighted music from their library, royalty-free, and without getting copyright strikes. So we subscribe to that service. If you're a Twitch streamer or YouTube creator, certainly I can recommend it. There's a great library of music of all different genres and styles. So no matter what kind of content you're creating, there's appropriate music to go along with your videos. Blaze.com said it's 1:15 a.m. Should I sleep?
Depends.
No. That's interesting too, that you're in a time zone where there's a half-hour offset.
They do exist.
I know they exist. In Canada, Newfoundland time is half an hour off. Every Canadian knows what time is this? This is a Canadian joke. What time is the 6 o'clock news? 6 o'clock, 6:30 in Newfoundland.
I'm stalling, but I have no clue why.
That looks worse than a stall.
Yeah, it was a so and somehow my no. Yeah.
F's in the chat for Peter. What happened there?
That is an excellent question. I was on a vertical speed and somehow it
What the hell? You just slowed up. Yeah, I forgot to turn off my realism settings, so
Press F,
everything is
pay
on
respects.
full realism
my trim is full 100%
for
down.
me.
so
I'm
that doesn't
I'm
go.
in the middle of the pack now. Is that right? Yeah, I'm back
Speaking
in the
of
pack. That's
press
good.
F to pay respects,
I
anyone in
think
the chat
Driving really
checked
slow.
out Call of Duty Black Ops 6 launched on Game Pass a couple weeks ago. So if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you can play that without having to make the full purchase price as part of your Game Pass subscription. No, obviously that's been a really big hit in the community. I think Phil Spencer said that it is the most played Call of Duty ever at this point. Probably because it did launch day one on Game Pass.
Oh yeah, Game Pass will help it succeed, but are all Call of Duties not just the same?
Alex, you launched it on your ROG Ally through Cloud Game Pass. Oh, that's cool.
I'm dragging this thing along because of these slower planes.
Yeah,
Right,
you
let's
know, the last Call of Duty I played
power
was
up,
Modern
50%
Warfare
power.
2, way back
Take
in
those flaps out.
2009. But because they're all on Game
Probably
Pass
a good
now,
speed now.
and I do have a Game Pass subscription, I may check out a bunch like the single. I don't play multiplayer in Call of Duty, which I know is the big draw for a lot of people, but that's something that I'm personally not really into myself. But the single player campaigns I've always enjoyed. So maybe I'll check that out now that they're all on Game Pass.
Wow, someone just powered past me. They made Game Pass really complicated. They changed all the pricing for it.
All right, 16 miles.
I mean, I've
for the
never
next touch and go.
used it, but
Echo Yankee.
because I just hate subscriptions, I'll just pay for what I want to use. And you only get the basic versions of games. So if I had Game Pass, I'd only get the basic version of 2024. Whereas I bought Premium Deluxe because I wanted some of those extra aircraft and things like that. And so Game Pass makes it really difficult to get those upgraded versions of the games and expansions and things like that. You only get the basic
and
version.
I still marvel
That's not for me.
every time I fly just how beautiful the scenery is in Flight Simulator 2020, and it looks even better in Flight Sim 2024.
I hope so.
Hard to believe. So Peter, did you figure out why you stalled?
I have no clue. So I mean, first of all, I thought my airspeed was like only 40, and I was like, huh, that's weird. And of course, I didn't do the proper anti-stall procedure, which is
Yeah,
just disengage autopilot and full
and
nose down.
yeah, exactly. Full
So
throttle, full nose down.
yes,
Yeah.
and because it seemed it was happy stalling, so I just let it be. And because I first thought it was my pitot icing maybe, but that didn't turn out to be the case, and I actually have no clue. I was on vertical speed to 2,500, but with like 300 feet per minute. Now I'm at 700 feet per minute, and I don't know. I have no clue.
Demonic Dragon says you stalled because of wake turbulence. Well, that's a real danger in Flight Sim 2024. That could happen.
Could be, yeah.
Your plane could get rocked around. You know, if you're flying behind a 747 or Antonov AN225.
Could be fun, but then I don't know, when I fly, especially like
No,
in Scotland, in the flight sim, there's nobody else there to really impact your wake or anything like that. You know, you have to fly in LA or something like that to really get impacted by it. Well, change the fuel tanks, why not? Yeah, but get a bit real. What's our estimated time en route?
Is there a chance to play missions in multiplayer?
3 minutes.
Missions or extinguished fire. So career mode is single player only.
3 minutes and a
experience.
half. En route to the next touch and go.
However, you know, you never say never. If this is something that you would like
As
to
we come to
see
the end of an
multiplayer
era
missions,
on Flight Sim
then,
2020,
be sure to create a wish list
and then we get
forward.
really excited that
And
next
if,
week
you know, enough other people
I'll be
upload
live
that, if
for
other people also want
I
to
don't
see the
even
same
know how
thing,
long,
it'll
but a
come
long
to the
time
attention of the developers.
playing
Again,
2024.
Not planned at the moment, but you never say never, and the team is very responsive to what the community wants.
Bella's very excited
Always,
about that.
Looking to add new features based on.
She thinks she's going to
feedback.
get a belly rub out of it.
Elkin asks, "What about Lithuanian food? I see Peter has some sort of dumpling or pastry behind."
I would quite like
I will admit,
Flight
I
Sim
do
to
not
do
know much about
multiplayer properly,
Lithuanian
and
cuisine.
maybe they
What
will.
What can you tell us?
But then I don't
Well,
have
this
anybody
is,
else who
much
plays
like
that
the
I
country
know,
we all so
so
much
I
love.
mean I'm not going to be in a multi-pilot
called a
cockpit
green
unless you know, my community
Okay.
got bigger and I ended up flying with
It's-
somebody
it's
from the
a-
community.
It's a snack
So
from a bakery.
I'm not
It
too
looks a
worried
lot
about
like
the
an
sort of
empanada.
multiplayer co-pilot type thing. What I would like is to be able to have two views,
Yeah,
so I could
it's,
have
uh,
this view,
just filled with a little
the
bit
inside
proper,
captain,
chicken.
you know,
Just
view, and you
like
could
an
see the
everywhere.
outside chase view for the landings. That's what I
This is
want.
One thing I love
You
about
used to be able to
international
do that
cuisine. Every
in
culture
like
in the world
FSX, I
has
think.
its own versioning.
I've
its
still got
own
it installed on my
version
computer
of a
somewhere.
some kind.
You
Some-
used
some
to be
kind
able
of
to do that,
meat-
or you could watch
meat
a
or filling
replay
wrapped in
and
a pastry
change
of
the
some
camera
kind, or
for the
wrapper.
replay, so you could land in
But where
pilot
you
mode
go.
and then watch the replay in the
Japan
external
has
mode.
gyoza,
Again,
China
2020
has
never did that
bao.
for some reason, and
Italy
they're
has
putting in some
ravioli,
weird replay function in 2024, but it's still not the same. It's not
Ukraine has
you
pierogi.
land the plane and then you can rewind,
Every
watch it from
country
outside, and
has
then
their
do the
own
chase
version of
cam
this.
and
It's
stuff. Like, it's not
interesting how
recording
that-
your
that form
telemetry
of
and then doing
cuisine
it. It's
transcends all
literally
cultures.
just, I think, recording what you've done and then letting you replay it. And it's like,
Zamas
well,
says, "All
that's
praise the
kind of
Hot
rubbish.
Pocket in the United States."
It's not
Yes,
what
indeed.
not what I was looking for. Right, 1 minute to land, so we will bring the power back. Autopilot off. Set our view.
Yeah, their kitchen in itself isn't that special, I guess.
Gears coming down.
All right, I'm 7 miles away from the next touch and go, so eyes are scanning for the airport.
I can't see it. So I might overfly it and then come back, because it might be that thing outside. So we've got that sunset. Now I could move the sunset.
Yeah, again, like name
But
a
I
country
do kinda
that
like
has
it.
its own sort of unique cuisine, and they make a dumpling of some kind. Every culture has independently invented dumplings and adapted them to their own sort of local ingredients and local
Oh.
tastes.
30 seconds and I should be right over the top of it.
Okay, 5 miles out.
Oh, there we go.
Do we know
Okay.
if this is a paved runway
will
or another
go
grass strip?
Downwind, and
I
then
can't
we'll do
remember
it from
my
there.
flight plan.
So we'll overfly. We will turn right into the downwind and we'll follow the traffic pattern. That'll help keep us
Looks paved. Okay.
slow as well.
I am 4.5 miles out.
everybody
Should be able to
else.
see it pretty soon then.
2 miles out. Did I lose so much speed? Apparently I did.
I am low already into the pattern, so I don't need to lose any more
Your
altitude.
aircraft losing speed again, Peter? You gonna stall?
No, now it's in yellow almost, so it's fine.
We're too far
No,
out
again,
for the pattern,
yeah,
but
my
that's
vertical speed wasn't
okay.
that special. I was already at altitude. The angle of attack was kind of weird, but I didn't have time to.
We went a
see
bit too
exactly what-
wide. No problem. Let's put that first stage of flap in. We'll turn on to base.
Okay, I think. Is that the runway straight ahead, or is that a road? No, that looks like a runway, actually.
It looks like a runway, yeah.
Okay. I'll join a left-hand circuit for this. I'm not convinced that is a runway, actually. I'm not sure.
I meant the short bit in front of it.
Oh,
Full
okay,
flaps.
yes. I think I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Let's bring it round. The problem with not having eye tracking, right, is that there's excuse me, there's a certain angle that you can't see that you'd normally see if you were flying to be able to pinpoint your
Are Boeing
approach
jets
better.
in flights in 24? Yes! There is a 737 MAX. There is a
This is looking a lot more
747,
stable
787,
than the last one.
and the shoot, why am I drawing the Dreamlifter?
Dreamlifter.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone else is coming in the opposite way. Anyway.
There are quite a few.
The Super Hornet is also technically Boeing.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
Post McDonnell Douglas.
He's not got his
merger.
wheels down.
So not.
We
not
are
initially
on the
designed by
runway,
Boeing,
so
but they
flaps
own
up.
the, aircraft now.
Full speed. Oh
So
my
it's
god, there's
McDonnell Douglas.
bouncing all sorts of things coming at me.
So yeah, you can look online, look
Full
at the
throttle.
FAQ page. Someone type FAQ !FAQ in chat. That'll give you a list of all the
Up we
aircraft
go.
in each edition.
Flaps
of
up,
Microsoft
gear
Flight
up,
Simulator.
autopilot on, rate of
Oh
climb
yes, and also the
set.
707. Yeah, if you have the Aviator edition or if you buy that from the marketplace individually.
Pull that power back to 50%.
All right, lining up on final now. Peter, let me know as well when you're on short final. All right, we are approaching at 68 knots, 67.
We don't want to
knots.
stall, we're getting dangerously close to stalling.
Looking pretty good.
But we're also just trying to fly slowly to let everybody else do their touch and go, so that we don't lose them
So
again.
the A380 was released by Fly-by-Wire, and I highly suspect they plan to bring that to flights in 2024.
Oh, it's not out in
Just launched that a
2024
couple
yet?
weeks ago. I don't imagine they would launch it only for 2020, knowing that 2024 was right on the horizon. But again, I don't work for Fly-by-Wire, so I don't know what their plans are specifically for that.
I was hoping it was going to be there for day one. I want to fly it day one. His stall warning gets me every damn time.
Oh, just slightly off center line there. Smooth touchdown though. And rotates. All right, Peter, how close are you to landing?
So we've got one more touch and go,
2.3 miles
and then
out.
the arrival.
I'm currently doing a base turn and then doing a base. And
So
then
my estimated time en route to the next touch and go.
Let's see if I can fly
23
a plane
minutes.
with just a keyboard. You know, I bet you could fly an Airbus with just a keyboard.
that should work.
I did a takeoff
Especially
to
if you only have a
landing
mouse, that's actually doable.
test flight. I think it was an A320, where I didn't use the stick at all. I just used autopilot. That was cool. Scary as hell, but it was cool.
Okay, turning final.
The thing is, this aircraft just doesn't want to fly slow.
If you buy the game but not the Game Pass, can you think, yes, absolutely. If you're on PC, yes. If you're
I
on
need to slow down
Xbox, you
again.
do need to be a
Gold.
Xbox. Is it still called Xbox Live? I
Although-
think they've rebranded
A
that.
lot of people in front of me,
Yeah,
so maybe I
there's
don't
a
need to
lot-
so slow.
When I had it, it was called Xbox Live Gold, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's now called Game Pass Basic.
Yeah, they
remember?
changed it, and it
Let me look
sucks.
that up. I should make sure I tell you the right thing.
There we go.
Game Pass Core. Yes, that's what it is. So yes, if you're on console, you need a subscription to Xbox Game Pass Core for multiplayer.
That's why my
If you're
dogs
on
know they're on
PC,
camera, so they move
no subscription
out of the
required.
camera view. So they have a way of
You know
knowing.
what? I've had worse landing.
I don't know what it is, but they do know.
Yeah, so even if you direct purchase it, if you're on console, you still need a Game Pass Core subscription to enable online multiplayer. That is a requirement for console. On PC, that requirement is not there. But console players, even if you buy Flight Sim 2024 outright for full price, you do need a Game Pass Core subscription for multiplayer. You don't need a Game Pass Ultimate subscription, though.
We're not using nearly as much fuel as I thought, but it's probably because we're flying it half power. We're dragging this thing along.
And yes, that's always been the case with Xbox. Online multiplayer has always required a subscription, either Xbox Live
Which sucks.
or
Again,
now
I
Game
hate the
Pass
fact
Core
that these
or Game Pass
consoles
Ultimate.
are like, oh, we will pay. You have to
I've,
pay
I've
to
had,
to play online with your
the
friends.
first Xbox, and I still have an Xbox 360 actually downstairs. And yeah.
There
There's
was-
always,
Well, you have
There were so
PC.
many
You
great
don't.
games for Xbox 360.
there were.
That was such a good console generation.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like the golden era of Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Oh, Rock
Inviting-
Band.
inviting all
played
your
Rock
friends.
Band.
Inviting all your friends over to play those.
I have pictures where we
They need to
connected
bring
the
back
Xbox
Rock
to
Band
a, like 2 kilowatt
Guitar
sound
Hero.
system and rocked on
They were
all
great,
of-
but they
all of
killed
different
them. They
instruments.
just
We were all pretty good at what we were doing, so
Yeah.
there were some.
well,
really
they
good
knew it
bass
would make
players
money for a while, and then
that
they
we put
killed
on
it.
high, and it was
Started charging
Yeah.
too much
so
money. Bands were asking for too much money to play their
awesome.
music, that
Spend
kind of
the
thing.
time
But
learning real instruments.
good times. I'd get a Guitar Hero controller again if I could.
So funny
If I
enough,
could play that on my computer.
most of my regular group that I played Rock Band with, we were all
See my
actual real
guitars on the wall up
musicians,
there.
and
Oh,
we-
then.
and we played our actual instruments in Rock Band.
I mean, I always did the bass, and I was pretty decent on the bass, but I can't. It's not even a little.
Yeah, I always played guitar. So that's what I play in real life. In fact, if you look in my webcam behind me here, I don't know if they're showing up right
They are.
there. Yeah, I got a couple guitars there in the background. I see LCF is in the chat. Hello to L. Rumors of a new Xbox console in 2026. I have absolutely no idea. That's way above my pay grades. I'm not part of the Xbox platform team. Although, if you did see the new marketing ad that the Xbox put out yesterday or the day before, showing all the different ways you can now play Xbox titles. It goes with you wherever you are. You can play on your Xbox console at home. You can play on an ROG Ally on the go. You can play through cloud gaming. Your laptop can play Xbox games. Your phone can play Xbox
but
games.
only
So
if you have
there's
the
so many different
subscription.
ways you can play Xbox. It goes wherever you go. So I thought it was a pretty cool message. I'm an Xbox. You are an Xbox. Yeah, in fact, I don't know if anyone's played the game Pentiment, which is on Game Pass from Obsidian. Really, really cool game. Sort of like a historical fiction murder mystery kind of game set in 15th century Germany. And I've been playing that with some friends over the last couple months. Every couple weeks we'll get together and play that for a few hours. And different friends will host it on different nights. And so when I host at my place, we play on my Xbox Series X. When one of my other friends hosts us, I just bring my laptop and we play via Xbox Cloud Gaming, and all my cloud save is still there. It picks up exactly where we left off on my console, and it's just like having the same experience wherever you go. So really cool that you can do that. No matter what platform you're playing on, your game follows you. Pentiment sounds like a metal band. Oh, that would be a cool metal band name. Oh, hang on. We got Simflight Pro is here. Let me enable his webcam. Stand by, folks. One moment. They can't hear you yet, Simflight Pro. 1 second.
Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Okay, let's get a mic check for Simflight Pro. Chat, let me know if you can hear him. Go ahead.
Check. 1, 2, 3.
I'm enjoying this sunset lighting though. Again, looking into the sun, you can't see anything, and I always talk about this on my streams. Nightmare
yes, okay,
of
I can hear you. Welcome in.
when I was flying in Dundee, I always
Simflight
land
Pro. Some of
into
you may know him.
sunset.
He's a YouTube
So when you look at it
content
from this
creator.
angle,
You
like
can
the
check out
sun
his
setting across the
channel. There's
land,
a
just
link in
looks
that in the
amazing.
chats. There you go. Go check out Simflight Pro's channel. Give him a subscribe, like his videos, leave a comment, ring the bell, do all that stuff. Great content creator for the Flight Sim community. Saw you posted a 2024 preview video. Was it yesterday or the day before, Simflight Pro?
I think that was a couple of weeks ago. It's good to see you, CD. It's good to see you, Stimdom, as well. I'm excited enough, man. I mean, wow, the 19th is coming. Are you kidding me, guys?
I know.
Wow. Whoa.
Wow, he's so fake.
You know, one of the other exciting things this week, a little bit of off topic, is that Farming Sim was out, and I haven't opened it yet. I bought it though.
Oh, I considered it.
I'll wait for it.
It's expensive though.
It's been a pretty big week for people who like sim games. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
With Farming Sim coming last week and Flight Sim 2024 coming
Yeah, I
next
considered
week.
Farming Sim on the back of the whole Jeremy Clarkson thing, but I don't think I'd get £50 worth of fun out of it.
Do you know?
So
I saw a fascinating.
we'll see if there's a
YouTube video
discount
about
on
this
Black
couple
Friday or
months ago.
something. I might,
Do you
I
know
might
there
touch
was a
it, but
competitive esports farming sim
Yes,
community?
yes, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know about this.
Yeah.
You know, CD, I am so new to Farming Sim. A lot of people rave about this. And this will be the first time I'm actually going to play Farming Simulator. I've never played it before. I've always been a sim enthusiast that includes construction sim. I'd never got the time to really play Farming Sim, and I'm excited about that.
I've never tried it myself, but as someone in chat points out, there is kind of a farming sim mode in Flight Sim 2024. Agricultural aviation is one of the career modes. You could be a crop
Farmer
dust pilot.
Spins
And that
Sim
sounds awesome.
speed
I
run.
can't wait to do that.
Try to play it between now
Character
and
on itself is
Tuesday.
such a beast, and then just having
Yeah.
being able to
Yeah.
spray with it.
I don't know how I would do that.
I like it.
I mean,
Me
of
too.
course, we're all going to do our that one guy from Independence Day, right? The crop dust pilot in that movie.
Silence. Nobody knows what he's talking about.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, actually, yeah. I don't remember. But that's a pretty cool profession, right?
Tumbleweed.
I live in Sacramento, California, and when I drive through one of the
Like,
highways,
I have, like,
I
nobody
see
watching, but
a small plane. I think it's one of the same
he's got
planes
200 people who just
that,
watched
you
him
know,
fail.
kind of spray out all the fertilizers. And it's interesting, man. I mean, the way he kind of maneuvers. And it's quite distracting, to be honest, because he flies over the highway and is always coming through and fro. I mean, wow. That must
Now
be
you-
fun for him.
Now you are here, Senpai. I'll be briefly offline. Just attending to the little one here for a few minutes. Be right back.
All right, and Simflight Pro looks like we got you airborne now. What are you flying today?
I am flying. It's been a while, CD. I think it's been at least 2 years plus. It's the Zenith. I think it's a 701 Zenith from SWS.
Hmm.
A very fascinating plane. I think this was one of the planes. I might have lost count of how many updates we really had in this plane because every now and then, every month or two, I would see an update from SWS, and I think they've done a fascinating job with this plane. And it's been a while since I flew this, so I thought, you know what? I saw the flight plan and I figured I think this will be a good choice. It's been a while. I mean, 2 years. I really didn't get the chance to fly any other plane uh, because I mean, I didn't get the chance to fly this because I was so busy with other planes.
Yeah.
Um, Kind of excited about this Zenith. And I'm pretty certain that most of these guys can be played on 2024, right? Is that the general consensus?
So that is the plan. The SDK team at Asobo, they have worked incredibly hard on backwards compatibility to make sure that all your planes from 2020 are drag and drop, and you should be able to use them in 2024 without issues. What we're seeing, and now the dev alpha has been open for a few weeks now, some developers are saying there are some issues they're seeing, particularly if they do like some tricky coding. Like a lot of devs like to do things. They make really cool products that require some technical wizardry that I won't go into on here because I don't want to bore you all to tears with the the computer programming aspect of it. But not all of that will work day one, and so they've been reporting some issues to the SDK team. The SDK team, like I said, has been incredibly hard at work resolving as many of those bugs as they can. So if you missed the announcement from Jorg on Wednesday, the 2024 marketplace will not be live on day one. And that was, again, based on feedback we've heard from developers that they're concerned that their aircraft won't be 100% ready on day one, and they don't want people to buy them from the marketplace and then not have them work properly. So they're waiting a little bit
that's the
until
right move.
some of those issues get
You
fully
know,
resolved,
people need
and
to
then the marketplace will be enabled.
have
So
confidence. If they're spending their money, it has to work.
that very
That's what I'm
long-winded
saying.
way to say that the intention,
They
and it
should be
still remains
delaying the game if
intention,
it's
is
not
that
ready.
all your planes from 2020 will be flyable in 2024. Some of them may not be 100% working properly day one on November 19th, but just be a little bit patient. Both the third-party developers themselves and the SDK team at Asobo. That's everyone's goal, is to make sure that all those planes will work properly. So it will be happening, just not necessarily right immediately on November 19th.
But yeah, I think multiplayer
Wombi
is
says
something
the
they need
SDK
to
team
look
is
at.
doing a great job. Yeah,
And
for
we're
those
looking
of
at
you
we're
who
looking
don't
at the
know,
plane, and we're
Wombi
looking at it,
is
and I
a
go,
third-party developer. He's got
it'd be
products
really
on the
cool if you could
marketplace.
just invite people in
And
that have, I don't know,
assuming
Game Pass
Wombi,
or
you're
something. Don't
part
have
of the
to
dev
own the
alpha,
full game,
and you've probably been
and
in
just
touch
invite
with
them
the
in to
SDK team
watch
on
as
the
a sightseeing kind of person.
He is marketplace.
That'd be a
partner,
cool
so
feature as
yeah,
well.
that's
People
the
would
reason.
love that.
So is that Wombi actual?
It
Correct
is,
me if
yes.
I'm wrong here.
Yep, that's right.
Nice. I've heard a lot of that.
Famous creator of the ducks and other whimsical add-ons.
So, see how we're getting on. What's our estimated time en
So
route? 7
when
minutes
I
to
flew,
the next touch and
I
go.
forgot which helicopter that was in the alpha the first time in the preview event. I think it felt pretty much more real. I could feel a lot more convinced than an actual helicopter, and I was pretty happy with that. So I'm looking forward for it, and the flight physics is supposed to be much better. So many new things, right?
Yes, definitely. I mean, Simplay
Ooh,
Pro,
what
you
the
were
hell
at the
happened there?
preview event at the Grand Canyon.
My
You have
my
actually
sim had a bit of a
been
stutter and
hands-on
jitter there.
with Flight Simulator 2024.
Yes, sir.
And what would you say was the biggest change, or maybe the most impressive difference between the two versions that you got to experience firsthand?
I think if you take a look at my scenery right now, we see a lot of these trees, right? We see a lot of farmland, which looks beautiful, by the way. It's 2024, but actually it's a 2020 version during 2024 year. But one of the things that fascinated me was it's 4,000 times the power of resolution when it comes to ground details, which is kind of really I can't comprehend on how more detailed can you really be. Let's say even if you fly, if you're trying to bush fly, and if you look at few pebbles, rocks, water, surfaces, anything, right? All those details actually add to your immersion. Even when you land somewhere, when your tires kind of get dirty, there's a lot of dust on the plane, it all adds to the realism. And these things actually matter. Also, the number of trees. I got a chance to speak to York Newman. At least I spent 20, 25 minutes with him. And he was excited about one of the other things that was wildlife plus trees. So that was
Yes.
one of my questions to ask him on, look, York, we see so many trees. We just see a few trees on the current sim.
Change the
Are we
time a
going to have
little
more
bit.
trees?
Try and get this sun out
So
of my way.
his argument was, hey, you know what? We're going to have a lot of trees, at least 150 species of them, which is exciting, right? Everything is going to get kind of localized.
Maybe I
Not
can
even
make it
trees.
sunrise.
I mean,
What do you think about that?
not just trees. Like, if, let's say
Just
you
on the
fly
other side.
commercial, even the
That's kinda
language
cool.
is local on the ATC. I believe you can actually mimic your own voice. Is that what the ATC does? I might be wrong.
I hope
I
that
think we had the
doesn't.
same talk
You don't take their
probably a
rights,
couple
or they don't take
of
your rights to your
months
voice.
ago, last
But that, because
month
I
on
would like to
Community
train it
Monday.
with my voice
I
for the
think
ATC. I think that'd be kind
the
of cool, especially for
AI
the
kind of
streams.
takes your voice
But
and then starts talking
I don't want them
to
to
the
own
ATC
my
like as though
likeness,
it's you,
which is usually what's in the
Which
terms and
which
conditions
is
of these
quite
things.
nice and convenient, right?
It's very cool.
Man.
I
And-
don't
and-
want it going.
Sorry, just a couple questions from the chat.
We
Callum's
own your
asking, will the
likeness.
737 MAX be the one that Ryanair has? I believe it's the 737 MAX 8 is the one that'll be in the sim. I don't know which ones Ryanair flies in particular.
I believe that's
Right, airplanes don't land; they arrive. Yeah, they don't even arrive sometimes.
Now, Simflight Pro, to go back to what you were saying, one of the big changes coming in flights in 2024, on the topic of trees in particular, is way more species of tree are being added, and also seasonal changes. So for hardwood trees that lose their leaves in the fall or their leaves change color, that will all be in the sim. So, if you're flying in the autumn in an area with a lot of hardwood trees, you'll actually see the trees, the leaves turn from green to yellow and orange and red, all those beautiful different colors, and it's going to look fabulous from the air. It'll be, some great aerial sightseeing.
Do they fall from the tree? Gee.
I don't know that. I haven't. Well, we'll find out. I mean, if you're flying on live time, live date, live weather, winter months are coming up. The leaves are literally falling from the trees in the real world right now. So
Yep.
you'll find out very soon if in the sim leaves also fall from the trees.
I
That is
think
not the
that's
case.
such a great point, Tom. That's such a great point. I don't think I never thought about that, leaves falling from the trees, and that'll be great too. I mean, wow. Never thought about that.
Now, also on the topic of animals that you mentioned, lots of new animal species are being added to the sim as well. And if you saw some of the previous presentations, Jorg reached out to some professional colleagues he has that work at Frontier, who are the developers of Planet Zoo, among other games. And for flights in 2024, he licensed their 3D models for, I don't know the exact number, but loads of different animal species, and they're all going to be placed in the sim accurate to where those animals live in the real world. And there's public databases that have real migration patterns for different animal species. And so you'll actually be able to see in the sim animals migrating at different times of year, like herds of buffalo or zebra, whatever, will be migrating just as they would in the real world.
Right,
So that's-
sharks. Yes. All fish are actually accurately simulated, right?
I don't know.
As well as all submarine traffic, it's all accurately simulated.
I think it truly demonstrates the power of collaboration, don't you think, guys? I mean, wow, the more you collaborate, the more exciting it gets.
Stuxus says, will there be snakes on a plane in flights in 2024? Well,
There won't be any mother.
we are a family-friendly stream here, so I will give you the TV version of that line. If you've ever seen this, you can find it on YouTube, by the way. They've overdubbed Samuel L. Jackson giving his iconic line reading. I have had it. Enough is enough. I have had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. That is his actual line on the TV dub of Snakes on a Plane, and you can find that on YouTube.
But it's not what it's usually said in the movie, because then they say...
Was that an intentional beep?
Yes.
Okay, I am 4 miles out for the next touch and go. So lining up for another landing here soon.
My plane is too slow. I think I'm gonna switch my plane and come jump back.
Zedma with the Big Lebowski quote.
Oh, I'm over the
Very
airport.
famous. Do you see what happens,
Why did nobody
Larry?
tell me in the chat?
Do you see what happens if you find a stranger in the Alps?
Autopilot off. Gear down.
What's the average speed we're looking at on this map, CD?
We said 110 knots was our recommendation for today. I'm about to do a touch and go at Echo Yankee Kilo Alpha. So if you want to just start
And I'm
there,
going to be
you
coming
should
in from the
find
wrong
that
side
up
from everybody
there.
again.
How many miles are you at?
Almost certainly.
I am now 2.8 miles out.
Oh, I'm
Don't
16
sink, don't
miles out
sink,
now.
don't
I'll speed
sink.
up a bit. The wind has picked up, I guess, because I only have a ground speed of 110 currently. And I have a indicated airspeed of around 128, almost 130. I'll catch up.
There's always that airliner that's just sitting there on the grass waiting to watch everybody land.
All right, I'm lining up for a left-hand circuit here. Here's our runway.
Left-hand circuit depends on which runway you're going for. I did a left-hand circuit, technically. Right.
Last stream in Flight Sim
We are
2020
stable.
survived with 6.
Flare.
Yes and no. It is the last stream that will
Touchdown.
only be Flight Sim
Flaps
2020. But going
Power.
forward, we know not everyone plans to
Just got
migrate to
crushed by an
2024
airliner.
right away. So
On.
going forward, Flying Friday will have both Flight Sim 2020 and Flight Sim 2024. So no matter which sim you're choosing to fly,
Up.
You'll have others that you can
Gear
fly
up.
on Community Flying Friday.
Autopilot on. Rate of climb
both versions.
set.
Look who's listening.
I need to set that.
Kind of feeling so
Rate
sad.
of
about
climb
2020,
much
to be
lower,
honest.
like
I don't know why.
4 or even like
No, it
300,
shouldn't
so I
be
can
sad.
set
We had
half
4 years
power.
of great memories with Flight Sim 2020. It's still going to receive ongoing support and updates for the foreseeable
And we can
future.
climb
Team has confirmed that.
as everybody else is doing the touch and
Obviously,
goes.
Flight Sim 2024 is very exciting, and you know, we got lots of cool stuff to see in that. But Flight Sim 2020 is not going anywhere. It's still going to be around. Hey, we have Slim Man in the chat. We haven't seen Slim Man in a while. Joining us all the way from Singapore. Not sure what time it is in Singapore.
I'm gonna
I
do
believe
a
it's
autopilot
very early
off.
in the morning there. So
I'm going to do another
good
little,
morning
just
to you,
kinda-
Slim Man.
Just going to buzz around the airport a little bit, like more people do their touch and goes, so that we can all land roughly at the same time together at the final airport.
All right, turning final here in a second. Luke RAS has a good question here. So in the forthcoming flights in 2024, will it be possible to free roam outside the plane in a walking mode? Any interaction with the plane from outside, like inspecting it?
Yeah,
Yes.
all of that.
You can do all of that. Your avatar.
That was a
your
setup
pilot
question.
avatar
Somebody
can
gave
walk
him that.
freely around the game world, both on the ramp. You know, you can do a pre-flight visual inspection of your aircraft. You can interact with things like the engine cowlings. You can remove the remove before flight cover on your pitot tube. You can do all that stuff that you would do in a pre-flight checklist. But then, in addition, you could also fly somewhere, do a bush landing off-field, exit the aircraft, and walk around on foot. And then we have the world photography mode, where you can like take pictures of wildlife that you see in the bush after you land. And all that is possible in Flight Simulator 2024.
Every time.
Whoa, chats. Is that the rare 10 out of 10 landing? I was right on the center line. That was a really smooth touchdown. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think, Peter?
Doing
You
a
be-
wide
you be a
circle
harsh
here.
critic on this one.
That'll put us in good
Oh, yeah,
stead
I
to
know, so
be taken off and continue with everybody else.
Take off, but it's a 9 out of 10.
I think it was worth doing
I
that.
wasn't rating
We'll
the takeoff, I was
pass.
rating the landing.
Buzz the tower, as they say in
I
Top
would
Gun,
rate
right?
it touch and go.
Okay, the entire thing.
And as we
Demonic
look back
Dragon gave me
round,
the 5 out of 7 perfect
we
score.
will catch everybody.
Right.
Just like the
7 out
movie,
of 5, right?
just like the movie Fight Club, perfect 5 out of 7.
Wasn't it 7 out of 5?
No, it's 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7.
Yeah.
I thought it was even more ridiculous. I thought it wasn't even possible that he didn't understand fractions.
No, well, so the joke was, for those of you who don't know this reference, it was a popular internet meme from a few years ago where someone posted on Facebook. They made a comment saying, "Fight Club is a perfect movie. I give it a 5 out of 7." And then, of course, the follow-up to that was, "If it's a perfect movie, why did you give it a 5 out of 7 and not a 7 out of 7?"
But he
And the answer was because no one talks about Fight Club.
Oh, yes.
He genuinely didn't understood what the problem was with giving a perfect 5 out of 7.
A
Correct.
perfect 5 out of 7.
That's why you
I
should
moved
stay
to
in school,
Sun,
kids, and learn.
And would you
fractions.
believe it? It's back in my face. Again. It's
They're
actually
very
quite beautiful,
important in life. For example, when you want to rate the quality of different movies, like Fight Club, for example.
One third of the time you actually.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question for the chat. I'm gonna maybe crowdsource this one from you. So, as I'm sure you know, if you've seen some of the previews for career mode, you can start your own company, your own aviation company in career
Right.
mode.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm totally going to do that too.
I'm having a little bit of writer's block. What should I name my company?
Boaty McBoatface.
Anyone in chat have some good suggestions?
Name your company.
Yeah, what should I name my company in Flight Sim 2024 career mode?
CD Inc.
Bodie McBoatface. So there's a,
Yes. Let's do that. Who votes for both both face?
you know, here's the thing with Bodie McBoatface, and it's funny you should say that because
That was me.
I literally had this conversation with my other colleagues in the community team just yesterday, Chewy and Inquest and James,
CD McSeedface.
and one of them, of course, suggested Bodie McBoatface, and
Oh.
the consensus was that was really funny when it was that UK contest to name the ship, the scientific research vessel.
Was
Ever
actually
since
the submersible, right?
He's going to say it's cringe now or something.
Oh yes.
No,
you're
no,
right.
it was
You're right,
originally
you're
the
right.
ship. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you're partially right though. They did name the submersible. They named Bodie
Yeah,
McBoatface,
but
but
it
the
was-
contest
it was
was the
for-
name. The
Yeah.
name
Yeah,
of
it
the
was,
ship.
it was for,
It was really funny that first time. Now it's been
But they-
overdone, and like
because they
every
didn't do
contest
it.
to name something, it's always Bodie McBoatface now.
yeah, because they didn't do it.
And,
Because they called it the
it's-
Sir...
I think it's been played out myself.
whatever his face is, the guy that makes
CD
documentaries.
Sky, CD Air, Winglet World Airlines. Oh, I like that one. CD McSeedface. Respect
you
my
are,
title, aviation. Call me Pilot Airlines.
Airlines. If you're doing crop duster work, I mean, CD Air isn't the worst, right?
Yeah.
I'll skip this touch and go, I guess. Otherwise,
Trying to get caught up.
Yeah.
It's fine, Airlines.
No, that's mine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Seed the air. Yeah. You know, I don't know if cloud seeding is a career mode option.
Oh.
That is something that happens in the real world. A lot of insurance companies will actually pay pilots to seed clouds to prevent massive hailstorms. Cause precipitation before the water vapor in the air can condense and form giant balls of hail. They'll actually seed the clouds to make it rain to prevent that. And this saves literally millions, if not billions of dollars in insurance claims.
Yeah,
So the
and it
insurance
causes a
companies
bunch of
will actually pay
conspiracy
pilots
theories.
to do this.
And also in the more dry areas of the world, like more desert areas, they also actively seed the air, trying to extract moisture and then get it raining that way.
Lipstick says Gary Air. No. That was a lipstick with a deep cut there. That's deep into the CDL lore. Those of you who don't know, the world famous architect Frank Gehry, who's won all kinds of architecture awards. I personally think he makes the ugliest buildings. I think he's an overrated hack architect. You can make your own determination on that. You know, just go online and just search for Frank Gehry and look at some of the buildings he's designed. You can draw your own conclusion whether you think they're beautiful buildings or whether you think they're ridiculously ugly. I'm not here to make that decision for you. It's a subjective opinion. My subjective opinion is that his buildings are grotesque and have no place in the cityscape. But you think what you want.
Right?
Yeah, you think what you want about his buildings. And this is a true story. I've told you this story on live stream before. This is a 100% true story. Someone once posted a bug report to the Microsoft Flight Simulator forums saying the photogrammetry in Seattle is broken. Look at this building. It looks like a melted blob. It was a Frank Gehry designed building, the Museum of Pop Culture in Seattle. It's next to the Space Needle. Have you ever seen it? I posted a photo of the real building, and I was like, nope, that is not a bug. That is what the building actually looks like in real life. Here it is. That's a true story. That actually happened.
That being said, the photogrammetry was broken in Seattle for a while.
Not at the time that this person posted.
No,
that
exactly.
They thought the real world Museum of Pop Culture, designed by Frank Gehry, they thought the building was so ugly that it must be a bug in the sim. Not that the real building could actually look like that. But no, the real building does actually look like
That's
that.
hilarious.
Can you quickly come up with a photo?
Yeah, let me pull this up 1 second.
This picture gets so much better. This story gets so much better with the picture.
So let's plan our approach.
Okay, this is the real
We should be able to go
Museum
straight
of Pop Culture.
in? No.
And you can see just in the background there, this is the Space Needle.
It's
behind
not,
it,
it's
so
a
you can
left,
see exactly
right,
where that is
okay.
in Seattle.
That looks broken in real life.
God,
yeah.
that building
Right,
looks
so,
awful.
Again, you be the judge. I'm not telling you what to think. But if you think that's a beautiful looking building, you're wrong.
You're
objectively.
wrong.
It's so ugly.
It's daring, it's different, but it's not beautiful.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion. $500. Oh, is the land rising
Yes,
on me?
that's one of many Frank Gehry buildings that exist all over the
I
world.
got 500 warning
And
again.
they all look like that. They all look like melted blobs.
Is he an American or is he?
He is at least half Canadian. Let me look up. I think he might be a Canadian/American dual citizen.
So again, Canada. Huh?
Yes, he is born in Toronto, but he received his architectural education at the University of Southern California. They-
Someone went and. Sorry, go ahead.
Flight Level Gaming says they have a really sweet Jimi Hendrix experience at the museum. They do. Let me show you this actually, if I can find it. When was I there? Searching through my photo archives. Yes, here it is. This is at the Museum of Pop Culture. This is the exact guitar that Jimi Hendrix himself played at Woodstock in 1969. The actual guitar. That's really cool. So yeah, the exhibits at the Museum of Pop Culture are awesome. It is worth going to. I just think the architecture is grotesque and ugly. Your mileage may vary. You can decide for yourself what you think of his buildings. Johnny Lewis says I have the exact same guitar but sunburst color. I also have a Strat.
But
Show
that's
up my
so.
camera. I don't know if it shows up behind me there. Yeah, you can see it. Mine is blue, not a burst color.
I have the exact same guitar. I mean, but mine is a different color.
Yes.
So
Also,
that's not the exact same.
It's 10 minutes.
people ask me, you know, are you
40
a good
seconds.
guitarist? I was like, that is a very
on our
difficult
approach.
question to answer. Am I a good guitarist compared to someone who doesn't play guitar? Yes,
Absolutely.
I'm a very good guitarist.
Compared to me, you're an awesome guitarist.
Like I've played in a band. I've played gigs in front of an audience. Like I'm at that level of good. Am I a good guitarist compared to Jimi Hendrix? No. If Jimi Hendrix is a 10 out of 10, I'm a 1 out of 10. Probably even less than a 1 out of 10. Am I a good guitarist?
We can
against,
go faster.
you know,
Then maybe we
Peter
can
who
land and
doesn't
watch
play
everybody
guitar,
else's
then
landings,
yes, yeah.
as we
So
like to do.
Me included.
So let's get a speed
You
up.
have 500 hours in Guitar Hero. You have to respect someone's title of guitar player.
That is actually a valid question.
But I don't want to overstress the aircraft, so I do need to make sure I don't go
Are you a
into
better musician
yellow.
or a better pilot? I would probably say better musician just because I have way more hours playing guitar than I have hours flying a plane. Just because it's so much cheaper to play guitar. Can I sign my guitar and mail it to you? Yes, for $10,000 I will do that. That is a serious offer. That's not even a joke. $10,000 I will sign my guitar and mail it to you. Free shipping. Yeah.
Shipping is free above $100, right?
Yeah.
Someone mentioned about the 737 MAX 8. I forgot the gentleman's name just a few moments ago. I mean, I tried out this aircraft, guys, and my God, oh my God. I think that's one of the finest aircraft I've ever flown in MSFS, period.
Well, certainly when we unveiled that at Flight Sim Expo in Vegas, Jorg and Seb were very proud to say that this is the most detailed and realistic aircraft that Asobo has ever made for Flight Simulator to date. Yeah. But what is this, CD? Have you seen most of the weird stuff in Seattle? There's some pretty odd art. I've seen the Troll. That's a very famous Seattle landmark. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, underneath a bridge in Seattle, there's a giant troll statue. I've been to the Gum Wall. Yeah, I've seen that too. That's by Pike Place Market. So yes, I've seen those things. I've been to the Museum of Pop Culture. I've been all around sort of. I've been to Capitol Hill, so there's a lot of artsy stuff there as well. They cleaned the gum wall this week. Oh, now's your chance to have fresh gum on the gum wall. Museum of Flight? Yeah, I've been there more than once actually. Very cool museum. I've also gone to Everett, and I've gone to the factory tour at Everett.
Is it good? A lot of people talk about it.
It's very cool. If you're in the Seattle area and you like aviation, Museum of Flight and the Everett factory tour are two must-sees. You should definitely do both of those. Now, one of the things with the factory tour, you are not allowed photographs. They are very strict about that. In fact, you have to lock up your phone in a locker before they even let you on the tour. Skeetor says you shouldn't brag about going to Everett. Not Everett itself, Skeetor, just the Boeing facility and doing the factory tour. But yes, so
me, or you only have like 21 miles to go.
that probably sounds about right.
But it's
Let's climb up to
So yes, normally I would show photographs
1500.
of places like this, but I do not have photographs
Maybe 2000,
of
because
the Boeing factory.
I like
They
Final
may be
World,
surrounded
but
by- Actually, I do have a photo of the outside though. One second. I think this is a pretty cool photo.
I need to be at part altitude for the
Find
approach.
it. Here it is. Okay, let me bring this over onto my screen. This was on the exterior viewing area, not inside the factory. There are 4 Dreamlifters that exist total in the world, and there are 2 of them right there, parked side by side. And this is at the Boeing Everett facility. So only 4 of these planes exist, and I got to see 2 of them next to each other. And that plane, the Dreamlifter, that will be in Flight Simulator 2024. You'll be able to fly that aircraft.
X is still on my tail, by the way.
Also, this is kind of cool. When I did the Boeing Everett tour, it was in 2019. It was just before, a couple months before the pandemic. And the very first ever production prototype 777X had just rolled out from the factory. It had not made its first flight yet. It has since done that. But when I saw it, it was on the ramp. I got to see that plane. And it was the very first ever 777X that had just come off the assembly line. Flight Log Gaming says, my uncle helped design the Dreamlifter. Pretty cool bird. Hey, that's cool. Or engineer it, yeah.
3 minutes. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a big something sticking out the ground over there.
This is our final full stop destination in Lithuania. Currently 10 miles out.
I can follow the Cessna in, which would be nice.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shorter flight plan today. So our next capital is Warsaw, and it would have been too far to go from Riga to Warsaw. So we did a bit of a shorter flight today. Last stream of flights in 2020 before 2024. Well, it's the last stream only on 2020. We said this a few times now. If you're just joining late, I'll just repeat.
This will be my last stream of 2020.
If you participate,
I will only have it on 2024 going forward, unless it's a buggy mess that crashes out on my computer all the time, and then I have to come back to this because I have no other option. But assuming it works,
and we will have
this will be my last stream of Flight Sim 2020.
So you'll have someone to
all other streams will be 2024 going
Once
forward.
we see if there's a very
Let's
very
get
low
ourselves
number of
set up
people
for
that are
a
still in
left
2020 and
pattern onto
almost
this
everyone is on
runway.
2024, then we'll probably switch exclusively to 2024 at that point. But the initial plan to start is that we will have Fly-In Friday using both versions.
Autopilot off.
So how will we decide who's going to fly in
I will probably volunteer for that one. We'll have our guests fly on 2020.
He kind of has to because he's the professional being paid.
Rock, paper, scissors. Yes.
You can see everybody making the turn now in the VFR
map. You guys
map.
excited for Flight Sim 24? Absolutely, we're excited.
I'm so buzzing for it.
Now,
like I was gutted I couldn't get a midnight launch. They don't do midnight launches anymore, not in the UK anyway.
So yeah, we are
so it's like a
so
4 p.m.
beyond
launch, and that's crap.
The
But
developers have been
I would have stayed up.
really,
I would have
really
launched
hard
it at
for a
midnight, and I
long
would have
time
streamed
now
and taken the
on
whole day off work.
2024.
But I'm taking the Wednesday
we're
off
in the
work
home
anyway.
stretch,
And we will be streaming
cannot
on
wait
Tuesday night.
to get that
You
into
can
your
believe
hands
that.
and see all your feedback.
Unless,
new career mode, world photography
hopefully
mode,
not,
challenge
something
league,
bad happens,
all
and
the new
then
scenery, the enhanced flight
that'd
model,
be really
improved ground
not good.
handling,
But yeah, failing
like
that,
everything that's changing.
let's
in sim.
start our turn now.
Wake turbulence being simulated. Like there's
Pull
so
back
many
some
new
of the
features.
power.
I can't even keep track of everything in my head. Everything that's
31
being
new aircraft, something like that.
Yeah, so many new planes. I mean, we've done some developer live streams where you've seen a handful of them that have been demonstrated, but there's still so much more coming. So Monday evening you won't get much sleep. Well, I have to. So a little bit of behind the scenes here. So the sim is launching Flights in 2024, 8 a.m. Pacific time. I live in the Pacific time.
That was a lot faster that time.
So in order to prep for the 8 a.m. launch, I need to be awake, online, and ready to work at 6 a.m. Tuesday morning. So you better believe I'm going to try my best to get a good night's sleep on Monday. Because I have
here. Go ahead.
just because I do have an early morning the next day.
I'm gonna try and land this
day,
in this
do my
view.
best to sleep, but at the same time, it's like a
I
kid on
never
Christmas
fly
Eve,
and land in
right?
this view.
How well did you sleep
Absolutely.
the night before Christmas?
I always
Luckily,
fly in
I just
cockpit
have, I
view.
have a whole working day in front of me then, and then at 5 o'clock when I'm done, then the sim launches. But it's actually pretty well timed. I could just go all night because the next day I'm taking a day off. Just
Everybody's taking the day off.
You know, guys, I'm
That's
gonna be honest
hilarious.
with you. I
The
don't,
servers are
I don't
going
know
to
how
get so
embarrassing it will
rammed.
sound,
I hope they have
but I feel
put
more
extra
excited than an
capacity on for the
8-year-old.
first few weeks.
Yeah.
She's
Oh
going to get
boy,
mad at
been
me because
waiting
I'm
for
about to
this
land
day.
without clearance.
Yeah, I told it here to my 9-year-old, but he wasn't excited at all. He said so. I already
Um,
have light sim. I don't need it.
So NavPI is a very interesting question here. What was the behind-the-scenes process to decide which features to implement, what to fix, what to improve, etc.? We listened to the community.
And
We've listened to the wish
that
lists
is
and,
why I
you know,
don't land
feature requests
in
from
that
you,
mode.
the players. You, York has said this many times in interviews and developer live streams.
Tell you
We're
what,
making
I
this
will
for
just
you,
jump into the
and we listen to
destination.
what it is that you want, what you want to see implemented. And so, yeah, really.
That's why I don't
It's-
land in that
where
mode.
did the ideas come from? A lot of it comes literally from all of you, the players, and what you saw in 2020.
Because I've got full
and
realism
what you
turned
wanted
on.
to see added, what you wanted to see improved. We document that very carefully, and we pay a lot of attention to what the players are saying.
But we can fast forward
So SimFlight Pro, when you got hands on at the Grand Canyon event back in September, what were some of the things? What were some of the things that you saw that you know for a fact were there specifically because the community has been asking about this for a long time?
which should
I
jump
think,
us back to everybody
uh,
else's.
Weather
And we'll do it properly
skies
this time.
look way more realistic. I mean, the skies what we look at here definitely look great, no doubt about it. But it looks so much more real. It looks so real. Ray tracing, right? I think it's what do you call that? One of the things that the other gentleman, not Yog, but the one from Asobo
Seb?
mentioned was, yeah, Seb. He I think he spent about probably 30 minutes on the entire presentation, and I think that was the most interesting because if he tries to explain each and every topic, it's going to take forever, man. I'm telling you. I mean, the number of changes what we're expecting is humongous, um, especially in terms of physics. So, as you mentioned, right, your reiterates, the more you speak, the more the community speaks, the more they're going to listen, and the more they're going to apply. So talking about, the question what you asked previously, right? I mean, what are we expecting in terms of what changes did we see? I think it's not just the visuals, right? In 2020, we saw a lot of visual enhancements that happened over time. We saw world updates. I think one of the first world update we saw was USA and Japan, or
That
was
was
it
Japan.
Japan?
Japan was number 1, USA was number 2 for World Update.
Yeah, Japan was number one.
And that,
I'm on final, by the way. So
that is why we
I'm second
land
from touchdown.
visually, there
in
are
this
a
mode.
lot of changes. Okay, visually
So you don't
speaking,
damage
there
the
are a lot of
aircraft.
changes that happened in 2020. In 2024, I think it's probably 10 times better. Physics-wise, it's great as well because we've been asking a lot of things. Now, one of my most uh, wanted questions was, hey, are we going to get multi-monitor support? Because I have two 4K monitors, right? I think that's still up in the air. I don't know anything about that yet. I really hope we get that. Uh, Apart from that, a lot of physics, a lot of visuals, even little details like dirt, and plus new aircraft. And I think Yorg is more into vintage aircraft. We're gonna expect a line of them, which is a great idea. So a lot of things, man.
So, interesting question from the chat here. We have Bawetta asks, "Are you going to do your own career that we can follow along with?" Yes. So, world first announcement. Anyone here, if you're watching right now, this is the first time this has been announced publicly. There will be another stream weekly. In addition to Fly-In Friday. Fly-In Friday is not going away, but we're going to do a second stream in addition to that, where it's going to be me doing a solo career mode. And for those of you who don't know, I am a licensed pilot in real life. I have a private pilot's license, a glider pilot's license, and I also formerly worked as a ground school instructor at a flying school. So it's going to be me doing all the training and all the career mode. I'm going to start from the very first lesson. I'm going to do it live on stream. And I'm going to explain a lot of what you're seeing in the sim and a lot of the flight lessons that you do in the sim. I'm going to go into a lot.
I think we missed all the
detail and
landings. Everyone's
explain
just
a lot of
lining
the
up.
stuff in with a much higher degree of sort of real aviation experience. in the career mode. So that's going to be happening probably not next week because it's too close to launch, but shortly after launch week. So stay tuned for on our social platforms, the weekly developer update blogs. We will post all the details on that, on when you can tune in for the CDL career mode live stream.
Well, you can watch mine
The schedule, or-
on Tuesday, because I'm going to start my career mode as
Flying
soon as the
Friday
game
will probably
comes
be
out.
the same time.
Did somebody want to try and take an
The timing should
A380 onto
change
this?
sometime.
Insane.
Oh, right. Well, folks, believe it or not, I think Peter, myself, Simplate Pro, we're all on the ground in Landon. Peter's giving us some drone camera shots of our group. This is it. This is the last time we're all going to be together in Flight Sim 2020. Take a moment and let that soak in, everyone. It's been a fantastic 4 years. We've loved flying with you. We're not going anywhere. We're still going to be flying together every week, every Friday, same time, same place. But we're going to be on 2024, some of us are still going to be on 2020. This is the last time that everyone is going to be all together on the same platform. So take a moment and just reminisce on the last 4 years. If you've been here from the very beginning, the very first Fly-In Friday, or if you're a relatively
Wow.
newer viewer that just discovered
Look
this
at everybody
recently,
lined up.
just take
quite
take
emotional,
a moment,
actually.
Let that soak in, as Peter's giving us some beautiful drone shots of all of us parked on the grass next to the runway there.
If they haven't,
we hope
here I
everyone
am.
has had
I'm on the
a
screen.
Fantastic 4 years of Flight Sim 2020,
But
and we know you're
I'm gonna
have
get all
a
the achievements this
fantastic
time. If
time
there's a
as well
1,000-hour
in
achievement,
2024. Again,
I'll just leave my computer
3
running
days and
overnight or
19
something. But
hours
I'm gonna
from
get
now.
all the achievements this time.
It's
I'm
exciting.
really annoyed I
We're in
didn't
the
get the
home stretch.
500-hour
It's
one or the
happening soon.
1,000-hour one, but I have
Next time
all
you
the best
see
of them.
us, it's going to be post-launch.
And you know,
Now,
most
guys,
people don't.
I-
When you
I
look
thought
at some
for
of the
how
numbers, I've
instrumental
got ones that
Microsoft
like
Flight Sim was in growing the Flight Sim
0.1%
community,
of
countless enthusiasts to the wonderful world of aviation.
pilots have
Great
0.3,
point. This is something
0.6,
you've probably heard Jorg maybe
you
in
know,
interviews say this.
0.2.
Everywhere
So
we go, when we go to trade shows,
I'm probably the only
when we
person
go
that does
to
the
air
achievements,
shows,
or
when
one of
we
the
go
very
to
few.
events,
And I will
everywhere
be
we
doing
go,
the same
any kind
again.
of
So
pilot that comes up to us, like an airline
yeah,
pilot,
join me
so
on
many of
Tuesday and
them will
Wednesday
say
as we
Microsoft
start
Flight
doing
Simulator
the
is how I
career
got my
mode.
start in aviation.
As soon as this comes out.
I can't tell you the number of times we've heard that. It's like almost everyone working in aviation today is a Microsoft Flight Sim player or was at one point in their life. And we hear this from our partners in the airline industry and in the aircraft manufacturer industry as well. Every time we reach out to them, you know, to license one of their aircraft to put in the sim, or to license their airline's livery to put in the sim, they always say, yeah, anything we can do to help you guys, we would love to do it, because our industry partners know how instrumental Microsoft Flight Simulator is to inspiring the next generation of up-and-coming pilots. And there is, if you haven't been following the news, for years now this has been the case, there is a global pilot shortage. And airline manufacturers, airlines, anything they can do to inspire a younger generation to get excited about aviation.
Because
and
it
maybe
costs
pursue a
an
career as a pilot,
absolute
they're all for that,
fortune.
and they realize just
And
how
they've
much
made
of a
the
big deal
rules
Microsoft Flight Simulator
ridiculous.
is,
Like, even if I wanted to get back
helping,
into it now,
alleviate
you have to like
global pilot
4,500 hours or something. I don't know if that's not
Springer
right,
says
but
this is the new game. No, this is,
it's
the
certainly more
2020
than you had
version,
to
but we
have
were just saying,
before
this
to
is
get
our
into
last
the
ever
airlines.
live stream
Like, it
that
used to
will
be achievable
solely
with
on
like
Flight Sim 2020.
a reasonable
Starting
number of
next
hours.
week,
Now you
after
need
the November
thousands to
19th
get into the
launch,
airlines.
We'll be seeing Flight Sim 2024 on this channel. All right, we are going to sign off here, folks. Signing off Flight Sim 2020 for the very last time. SimFlight Pro, any final thoughts from you? I'm going to put a link to your YouTube channel in the chat here as well so people can follow you. Over to you, my friend.
Thank you so much, CD. 4 years in the making. I know this is pretty an old franchise, but it was a breath of fresh air in 2020 that excited me to start my YouTube channel first off. So if you guys can, you know, check my YouTube channel out, hit that like, subscribe, whatever. Try to follow. I usually have a weekly news. 4 years, so many sim updates, world updates, a lot of changes in the sim, and looking forward for the next chapter. What a pleasure it's been, and I kind of feel a little sad that we're kind of flying, you know, for the last time. Of course, we'll be flying a few more times, But,
I am
on an
wondering
official
if it's
basis,
worth
2020.
uninstalling 2020, but I
And I'm
really think
excited
it's risky.
actually
I'm not going to until I know
So,
2024
looking forward
runs
for more
fine.
amazing
I have the
amazing
space on my
chapters.
computer for both of them, but
All right.
2020 just
Thank you
takes
so
up
much for that.
so
Peter, any
much
final thoughts from you
space
before we
that
sign off?
let's see how much
Nothing
space it
to add,
takes up on
right?
my
What a
computer
ride it was the past
whilst
4
we're
years.
waiting
And
for
All
them
right.
to close out.
it was awesome. And I think we will make very much new, cool stuff in 2024. This was an era on its own. Thank you guys
Steam.
for every stream you joined. Thank you, CD, for every stream you hosted, because you were relentless every
Flight
week,
Simulator.
every day. Whether you were sick or not, you were there, and it's hugely appreciated through the whole community, I think.
Yeah, you know what? I want to say I think I've only missed one.
It's counting,
Flying
it's
Friday
calculating.
I think, yeah.
in the 3+ years that I've been.
It's
community
broke
manager of the
200
team.
gig.
So I do want to thank everyone in the chat, all the regular viewers, whether
Broke
you're
250
someone who
gig.
comments, whether you're a lurker.
Oh
we
my
know there's
God.
so many lurkers out there too. And
300
we know
gig.
you're there. We appreciate you watching. We're glad you're tuning in. Everyone who flies with us, thank you all for making Community Flying Friday something really special to us. As I said, it's not going anywhere. We're
387 gig.
Continuing our world tour.
If I could get that space
we're
back, I'd be
shifting to Flight
delighted.
Sim
However,
2024
on my
next week.
Steam /
So we
gaming
will
hard
see
drive,
everybody
I have
same
another
time, same
terabyte
place,
free.
next Friday,
Um,
post-launch of Flight Sim 2024. Have a great weekend. I know a lot of you are feeling like kids at Christmas. We are too. Look forward to Tuesday, November 19th, 8 a.m. Seattle time, 1600 UTC. Flight Sim 2024 will be in your hands. We'll see you then. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.
Let's get Jane the honors for the last words.
Yeah,
all
here
right?
we go. Bye.
Bye.
and with that, I will sign off as well. Thank you for watching. And yeah, check us out on Tuesday evening, as I say, and then all day Wednesday we will be going through the career mode. Until then, have a good weekend and thanks for watching. Bye for now.